Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No note.
Dallas week. Welcome in, everybody. A little fix AM and the PM crossover here, like always, on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by our doc. Make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arno and Ryan Brodo, Ralph Del Vecchio, Victoria Soboleski. Did I get it? Did I get it? Let's
Good
go.
job.
Frank Vespi, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. Everybody out there joining us, welcome in. It is Dallas week, like I already mentioned here, and we'll go over like we do every Wednesday. We'll give you our predictions against the spread. NFL Week 8. Sixers, huge moves today. Huge moves, huge things going on. Well, listen, we already know Daryl Morey and Sam Cassell. Pretty much both done deals today. That's exciting. This coaching staff, to me, is electric. If a coaching staff could be electric, this coaching staff is electric. And we'll go over it, the entire staff, as of right now, later on in the show. Eagles, we got big injury updates. All right? And that's in a good way. In a good way, people. Not a bad way. Usually we say, hey, we got a lot of injury updates. And people are like, oh, here we go again. Pray. Just keep praying. Things are looking up injury-wise. We'll preview Eagles Cowboys. And our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services, 20% off. Let them know A2D sent you. The Eagles will destroy the Cowboys on Sunday night. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. That's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Like, follow, subscribe, download. You know the deal. Join us in the conversation tonight. We'll read them off. We'll read off as much as we can get to, and pretty much everything. This is what we do here. We rip through them. We rip through them like we should rip through the Cowboys. Usually, to this poll, I would say, listen, who are we? Who are we? Who are we? We really aren't anybody. Okay, there's no crowning of the Philadelphia Eagles. But what I will tell you is the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL is coming in this Sunday. And listen, let's get to the locker room with a win. I don't care how you get the locker rooms. It doesn't have to be pretty. It could be the ugliest win of all time. I don't care. But to this specific poll question about destroying, I usually would say no. I usually would disagree, hard disagree. But I absolutely agree to this. This should be a roll job. These are two teams that should be going in a different direction. One team getting healthier, the other team, we listen. Jerry Jones is going on the radio telling people to shut up. Shut up. When they ask a simple question, right, about who your leaders are. Who are your leaders? And he tells them to shut up. This is what's going on down in Dallas right now. Does everybody out there believe that this football team even comes here to compete? That should have been last week for the Dallas Cowboys. After everything that's circled. Okay, that's when it should happen. That's when the compete comes. They laid down last week. They got a third-string quarterback coming in here on Sunday Night Football. Listen, if we lose this football game, we shouldn't even be they should lock the doors. You got quarantine in there for 2 weeks. All right? Your whole bye week's in there. Whole bye week's is locked in. Any way you can win this football game, it's a win for me. But just the way I believe the two are matching up, this is a roll job for me. We'll get into score predictions and our offensive defensive player of the game later on the show. And we want yours. Chance to win $100, free A2D merch.
Somebody at an amusement park?
I work at a school, and it's not me.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Oh,
Ralph,
man.
is there a monster
What's
behind you?
Ralph, you
Yeah,
got
my
a
nephew.
niece?
Yeah, it's my nephew. He's upstairs.
Tell him there's a monster behind him.
I'll go.
sure
I'll be right
is.
back. I'll be right back.
You go
He
do
sure
that.
is there.
Yeah, make sure everybody's all right over there.
2020, I would say put him over your knee if he doesn't listen to you. But hey, whoa, can't. You got to talk to him nicely. Let him know nicely. You know,
Oh my god.
that's all. But listen, to the poll, I agree. This is a dumpster fire, and this is a football team that's just when you talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? But I mean a big-time dumpster fire in Dallas. If Andy Dalton was playing, I would say, you know what? Maybe they come and fight a little bit. Okay? Maybe they come and fight a little bit. DiNucci, the Canucci, whatever his name is, he's coming here and beating us when his defense is healthy. This defense is healthy. It would be a disgrace if they give up more than 10. It would be a disgrace. It's a national football. They'll probably give like 17. But it's a disgrace if they even give up more than 17 in this football game or with everything they have on this defense. As healthy as this defense is, it would be a disgrace. And this, you talk about the Cowboys defense that gives up 20 in the first half like it's their job. Like it's their job. They love giving you 20 in the first half. Enjoy it. They relish the opportunity of giving 20 up in the first half. So these are two things that are going in our direction. And like again, usually I would say, hey, and I still believe it. Just get me to the locker room with a win. I don't care. It doesn't have to be pretty. And it doesn't change in this situation. But just to this specific poll question, I'm usually on the side of disagree when it comes to the Eagles will destroy the Cowboys on Sunday night. I would say, Dad, destroy. Come on. These are football teams going in a different direction. And not saying the Eagles are going in a great one. They're on their way to hopefully winning the division and getting healthier. Where the Cowboys are in the opposite direction. This should be a roll job. And honestly, if it's not, it's because the defense didn't come to play football. That's the only way it shouldn't be. That's the only way it shouldn't be if this defense doesn't come and eat all night Sunday night. They should be chewing up. They put dog mask on, do whatever you want. It's kibble time. I don't care. You need to come and dominate the line of scrimmage because that's a putrid offensive line right now in Dallas. Putrid. All right? That's that simple. They should destroy them. Now, give me a win Sunday night. We're doing live reaction on agree, disagree. I'll still be excited. Brian, I don't know how you disagree to it. Look at the differences. DiNucci's coming in and they're competing. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. He should come in here and compete. Canuckies. We got Canuckies coming in and competing. Love Canuckies. But they're not coming in here and competing on Sunday Night Football against this defense. They shouldn't. Against a bad defense, maybe. Right, guys? Against a bad defense, maybe. This should be a good defense. It's praised as one. It's they want to talk about like they're one. I need a consistent, dominant performance from this defense, and it's a get-right game for this offense in so many ways. It's a get-right game in terms of consistency. This is going to be a feel-good dub. This is going to locker room. Everybody's, woo, going into the bye. Everybody's jazzed up. A lot of jazzy hands going into the bye. That's what's going to happen Sunday night, and I'm excited for it because no franchise deserves this more than the Dallas Cowboys. No owner in the National Football League deserves this more than the smug Jerry Jones like he's become. All right, you become smug. That's what you become. Tell people to shut up. Who's your leaders, Jerry? Shut up. What? That's a simple question. Who are your leaders? He doesn't have any. So a leader of football teams coming in here and win on Sunday night with a third stringer? Stop it. Grow up. Anybody grow up. Let's go. Sorry, I'm fired up. It's Dallas week. Absolutely. Coming into it, I wasn't sure how fired up I was about it.
All right, we're good.
Thanks.
He was playing Xbox upstairs. Kid got crazy.
It happens. We all get
games over.
Yeah.
And listen, so that's all. It's a get right, even get healthier game for the Philadelphia Eagles. It should take them in the direction of what they should go and win another. It should be a 4-game winning streak when this is all said and done. In terms of the Giants win, a Dallas win, another Giants win, and then a Cleveland Browns win. That should be the direction this football team's going because they're getting healthier. So now, no excuse talk, getting healthier, all right? And a football team, the Dallas Cowboys, that is not getting healthier and is giving things away or just releasing stuff. No accountability and Canuckies with a little Parmesan. You know what I mean? Coming into town. No shot they compete in this football game. I'll be so surprised if they bring an effort because they had a chance to bring their effort against their rival last week. And what they do? That's their rival, the Washington Redskins. At least they tell you that's who their rival is. They quit in that football game early.
Your positivity is something else, man.
No. It's not that positive about the Eagles. It's the Dallas Cowboys stink right now. They're atrocious. That's what it becomes. Saying now the Eagles need to win the next 3, D-Love. We appreciate it. Look at the tip. Love it,
D-Love.
Thank you.
Lap dances for the big guy.
What is that? You can tip in here?
Yeah, the super chat.
Super chat.
The
Dallas
super
week.
chat.
Is this like
On Dallas
OnlyFans now? This is for after dark shit.
No, nobody's like, you know what I mean? Nobody's doing that. And nobody's unbuttoning. You know what I mean? Get up.
No?
The show.
Okay.
All right. D-Money. Where the fuck is Alshon? I don't know. What was he?
Who cares?
Was he? No, he didn't practice today.
He
either,
was there with
No.
no pads on.
Now the foot's apparently completely healthy, but the calf, apparently that there's a setback with the calf. I don't know how he injured the calf. Maybe walking into the building.
You know what I think it is? It's the heart. It's the heart for him.
It's an injured
That's his
heart,
problem.
right?
Yeah.
It's a good
He
call.
ain't got none.
Listen. When the bank count feels good, sometimes guys just lay down.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the guys put their feet up a little too long, so to speak. To the poll question, let us know, fam. The Eagles will destroy the Cowboys on Sunday night. Agree or disagree? Chime in. We'll read it off. We'll get into some big injury news, some Sixers news, predictions. We got it all. We got it all tonight. You guys tell me. I completely agree. Roll Job City Sunday night. We go to everybody in this area goes to sleep. Anybody that's an Eagles fan goes to sleep and they're smiling. They wake up with it like you get 2 hours of sleep. You're going to wake up with a smile on your face Monday morning. You guys tell me. Agree or disagree? The Eagles will destroy the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Go ahead, Ralphie.
I agree to the poll, man. I mean, you have a 7th round draft pick coming to play in Philly as the quarterback from James Madison University. I mean, if we let up more than 13 points on Sunday night, then fire Jim Schwartz because it shouldn't happen. Okay. And then, you have all that drama that's going on in Dallas. Obviously, I don't know if you touched on it, Tommy, with the whole, with Mike McCarthy saying, I'm surprised that nobody really sticked up for Andy Dalton. You're like, oh, okay. There's a shot from the coach. Then was it last week that, some of the Cowboys players are saying, some of these coaches don't know how to prepare for games. Then this week you had Jerry Jones telling some dude to shut up on the radio, which is amazing. It's starting to seem like it's starting to burn over there in Dallas. But it's also good that hopefully, Jalen Reagor comes back this week. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt so he can actually get some playing time. And but I agree to the poll. I think we do destroy the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football in Philly. You can't let up more than 13 points for a 7th round draft pick. I mean, this dude is absolutely hot garbage. Dude from James Madison might beat us. No shot. And Tommy, I agree. If they do beat us, then they should fire everybody. Everybody should get fired. Lose Sunday night to the Cowboys.
That's a defensive loss. If they lose Sunday night.
Then Jim Schwartz should get fired.
Yeah, if they lose Sunday night. Jim Schwartz should absolutely just not be they should escort him just to a local park. Like just a bench somewhere where you can catch a bus. There's no Uber, there's no Lyft. It's just straight to a local bus stop for Jimmy. Okay,
Yeah.
Or take him to Philly International. Either way, he needs to get out of town ASAP. If this defense gives up more than 17 points, all right, it should be a dominant performance.
They just traded Griffin, correct? Yesterday, right?
Yeah, to Detroit. And today they released 2 more players. I know Daryl Worley was one of the players. I do not know the other player.
Dontari Poe.
Oh, really? Dontari Poe. Wow.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That
they
defensive
are
line starting to get a little thin over there in Dallas.
everything's getting thinner, like how I am over the course of the past 6 years. But it's you just hate to see it. What?
He's feeling himself tonight. All right.
Hey,
All right. Bet.
hey, I'm getting thinner.
And the hair's looking good too.
Thank you.
You're
It was
welcome.
picture day on Monday at school.
It looks like it was leftover picture day hair.
Yeah.
That products are still in, huh?
Hashtag no shower.
I'll tell you, nobody has, but DiNucci, all right, shouldn't be destroying anybody.
Shouldn't be destroying nobody, Tommy.
Nobody. This defense should be too good for anybody. There's too much talent on that side of the football for anything more than 17. It's shut down city Sunday night. They should destroy this football team. All right? No leaders, no accountability, and a crumb of an owner. All right? It's a body bag game Sunday night, as the great Buddy Ryan would say. All right? It's a body bagger. That's what we want Sunday night.
You know, it's funny, too, because what was it on Friday, Tom? And a couple weeks ago, we did the same thing with Tori. We were arguing about, you know, do we need a certain type of win, or do we just take a win as it goes type thing? A win is a win. And for a while, we were saying, you know, at any given point, if it says win on the record books, we're happy. But this is one of those weeks where that rule kind of goes to the side here. A 3-point, a 1-point, hell, a 7-point victory, that's not gonna do it for me. And maybe I'm being greedy. Maybe I'm being selfish. We can talk about the friggin' DiNucci. I mean, Sweeps chimes in. I'll read his thing in a second. You know, it's all about DiNucci. When they announced his name, I kid you not, my first reaction was, that's not a person. That's Ben DiNucci. Unless you're a really, really big junkie in college football, and even then, I don't even know if you would know him. I didn't even know he existed. It was like the Jason Kroom effect, but like 10 times more, and like a quarterback version. So a guy I literally didn't know existed 5 days ago. I mean, there's so many factors, and like it's funny because we're all talking about the quarterback, or at least the fan base and the national media. That's not even really the weakness of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the defense. They're giving up what 20 points plus every game so far this season in the first half. You know what I'm saying? We're like, as bad as the quarterback situation is, it might be 10 times worse on the defense. And that was before they got rid of Everson Griffin, Dontari Poe, Darryl Worley. And they could be making more cuts as the week goes on.
Listen, they have no right competing in this game with a quarterback who I'm a big name guy, and that name doesn't hit me. You know what I mean? That name hits me as 4 picks. That's what that name hits me with on Sunday night. That's what it hits me with. I'm like, listen, I'm not Uncle Jimmy Schwartz. There's never guarantees in this league. It's a divisional game, and I'm the guy who says that every week. I'll say that every week. Okay? This Sunday, I'm saying I don't care. It all goes out the window. Because that football team isn't good enough down there, and they don't have a quarterback good enough coming up here to be able to compete. Unless he's like a diamond in the rough that nobody knew about, right? And he's something special. Then there's no reason that they come in. And the only way he'll look special is if Jim gets a little soft on him. I mean, it should be heavy pressure. This is turn her around, right? This is that kind of Sunday night. Things get aggressive Sunday night. That's what that is. Let's bring everybody. I'm here for the gangbang. You know what I mean? That's what that is on Sunday night. Bring everybody to DiNucci's house.
We'll be 2-1 if we win Sunday night in the division, correct? So we'll be right there, and then we'll have the strangleholds essentially. Then we have our bye after this week, correct? So there's no New York. Gotcha.
And like Sean Estrada said, it's not delivery, it's DiNucci. I mean, he's like a slogan for friggin' DiGiorno now.
Hope we don't deliver. I mean, I love the nickname, but calm down, Sean, because that starts sounding like somebody's delivering on Sunday night.
That's true. And Sweeps chimes in on the Sweeps line early, and he says, "Tom, don't you disrespect our cousin DiNucci. LOL. He's coming in like Rocky versus Drago Sunday night." And listen, part of me gets the bad flashbacks to 2018 when the Dallas Cowboys looked dead in the water, and we were calling it the graveyard game, and people were showing up in all black. And it was coincidentally the same week as the trade deadline. It was a couple of days after we got Golden Tate, and they looked dead in the water. And we obviously know what happened in that game, not what we expected. But even thinking about that,
in the water, but they didn't. They had their starting quarterback coming.
Exactly.
They had their starting quarterback. We're not even talking about a second stringer. We're talking about the third string quarterback. Now it's typical Philadelphia to get freaking ripped apart by a third stringer. That would
exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Look at the year. Look at the year Matt Castle was the quarterback for the Vikings that year when they were terrible, right? We went in Minnesota and he chopped 45 on our head that year. So I mean,
play a little bit. I mean, we don't know about the good. So that's my thoughts on it right at that point. At least they came in that year with their starters. Like they came in with their starting quarterback. Things are at least there. I mean, you come in now. I mean, it's bleak. It's bleak. So
I agree, but no, it should be a comfortable win. We should be. I don't want to say we should be celebrating at halftime, but it shouldn't be a halftime like we've seen so far this season where we actually have to worry about something. So agree, 100% agree for the poll.
Destroy talk, Frank.
I mean, I agree to the poll. I do believe that we are going to blow the Cowboys out of the water. I mean, the Cowboys, they are in a terrible situation right now. And as the cool kids say, you just hate to see it. But, you know, there's so much dysfunction. You know, this team is obviously tanking for whomever they're going to go after. Hopefully, they're probably going to be tanking for Sunshine. But I just want to see a blowout by the end of this game. If we let up more than 2 touchdowns by the Cowboys, I'd be a bit disappointed. But you know what? I just want to win against Dallas this week. So I want a nice, comfortable win, a good stranglehold in the division, and go Birds.
That was a more subdued go.
Oh yeah, I'm being subdued this week.
What's happening? Are you okay, Frank? Are you okay right now? Tori, go ahead.
Please.
Okay, so leave it to the Dallas Cowboys to make me be more positive this week. I don't know if you guys read my article, but it was kind of an uplifting piece. And that watching the Cowboys has made me feel more positive about the team I have. That being said, you had to throw in the poll question with what's the poll question? We're going to demolish.
Destroy the Cowboys.
Yeah. So my issue is with the word destroy. Like, did we have to throw that in there? You couldn't let me be positive for one show and just be like, they're going to win? Because
No, we couldn't let you do. We couldn't let you do.
So here I am being negative again. I'm not trying to be, but I don't see us destroying the Cowboys. I want to, but like the Philly thing to do, not even just Eagles, every Philly team is to have somebody you've never heard of kind of outshine and like have a game for themselves. Not saying that's going to happen, but like I wouldn't be surprised by it. But that being said, like with the predictions, you'll hear it later. Like I do think we get a win, but I don't see our team destroying anybody at this point in time.
Yeah, I would tell you that anybody else around the National Football League, I would agree with you with. Anybody else around the National Football League, I would say, you're right, we shouldn't destroy that team. The team walking in the building on Sunday Night Football is atrocious and a train wreck, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That team should be. You put the dog down. The dog's already struggling. The dog gets put down Sunday night, and that's Jerry Jones. The whole organization gets put down, and now they realize, oh, my God, we got to live with Mike McCarthy the next 4 years, too. Right? We got to deal with this crap. Another
the guy who always puts hot sauce on his eye, too.
Oh, my God, he's got friggin' props.
He has a prop.
I got props.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I ain't going to put this on my eye. Am I crazy?
Please do it. Please do it.
No.
If I Venmo you $20, will you?
Do it for the gram.
Is this happening?
This is really happening.
I dare you.
Well, that was just a show and tell. Pop says division game time. I want nothing more than a 40-piece on them. But for some reason, I feel like it's closer than it should be, 28-19. I agree with you, though. Like, every bit of me before this started, actually, no, I can't even say it because Sunday night, after they played, I saw what they were. And then with no Dalton, I said we should win this game 34-17 easy. It should be an easy 34-17. That doesn't mean they scored 3 points. I just said this defense can't give up more than 17 Sunday night or they're a disgrace. All right? Then I'm firing every coordinator in the building. All right? Even Uncle Bravado. All right? Uncle Bravado, Uncle Mish, he's going if this team gives up more than 17. Because it should be the everybody on the defense should start blitzing. Like, we should blitz. I never will say this ever. Blitz 11 guys. Like, you don't even have to. That's how aggressive I want to be. Not that aggressive, but I'm bringing the house on Sunday night. That's what I have to do. I have to make a youngster have to make quick decisions. I can't give him time to do anything. Oh, listen, Jay, you can say that's realistic. That's coming from a Cowboys fan, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Jay, you believe that football team's coming to compete now? After what you watch, after what has been said, after everything that we know, you believe they're coming to compete Sunday night and they're putting up a fight? I don't care who they're playing. That's how I feel about it. I think everybody else does but Tori right now. She's not feeling it because you want to get, this is what happens.
But guess what? I still have us winning. I'm saying destroying. We're not destroying anybody right now.
We shouldn't, but this is a bad team. This is worse.
They're very bad.
This is worse and worse. This is like a bunch of guys who just stopped playing. They're just out there for a bunch of paychecks. That's what it looks like.
We don't have it 100% together. If we as a team were like in sync and having it together, I feel like last game we're getting the things together. Maybe in a couple weeks, I might say we might destroy the Cowboys. But at this point in time, we don't have it together.
All right. I mean, listen, I'm not saying we're together here. I'm just saying that we have at least a culture of competing, a culture of being resilient, a culture of being tough as nails. I mean, that's been the culture under Doug Peterson. So, I mean, I feel like we're getting two different football teams on Sunday night in terms of all them things and one team getting healthier. That's the only reason I think they beat them up. That's the only reason. Any other week, any other football team, I would say, who are we to be beating anybody up? Who are we? I'm telling you, that's how bad they are. And our defense is healthy, so there's zero excuse for them not to shut down Sunday night. And that's where the beat up should come from. That's where the beat up should come from Sunday night. I don't know if anyone wants to agree with that, but that's where the beat up comes. You can tell me Carson 400, all the rest. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm telling you what should happen. You're talking about a 3 turnover game, okay? Ugly. It should be ugly. And then if it isn't, we even have more question marks than we thought. And I'll take a win any way we can get it. But that just shows we have more question marks with some of the healthy guys coming back than we thought. Because we're the team going this way. We're the team trending up in terms of health.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't say much. But as I say much. But we're just and then we have a team that's going to that competes every Sunday at least. What we see from them is So time's yours, Greg, on this one.
What up, guys? How's everybody?
Hi, Greg.
Hello.
Thanks
So-
for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Fit you into my schedule.
At least somebody did.
Wow.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. It's weird because I completely agree, Tom. We're teams going in two different directions, and the potential getting back of Goddard and Peters and moving Mailata, who's played well, over to the right side where he got work this summer is very intriguing and very hopeful for us as a team. I think this line opened up at about 6.5, which when you look at that, it kind of like said something like, why isn't this line bigger? Right? It was like Vegas telling you something like this game could be close if that line's at 6.5. Now the line's starting to trend towards 8. And now it's starting to really, truly feel like this game is going to be what it's going to be. Because I absolutely agree to the poll. I do think it's early last on Sunday when we had, when we did our show on Sunday, I had a close game. But as it doesn't look like Dalton's going to come back from being dead. And, we're going to get DiNucci. And we're getting healthier on the offensive side of the ball with key pieces, right? We get a playmaker back at tight end, and we get our Hall of Fame left tackle back, which helps solidify that offensive line. Everything else has been working right now. So then you add those pieces. Hopefully, at least in Peter's sake, he's able to last the game and is able to play the game that he expects to play. And, yeah, I think we roll. I do. I don't trust – Tori, you're not wrong. There's no way we should be sitting here as a football fan of the Philadelphia Eagles saying we should roll everybody. But, Tom, you're absolutely right. And this Cowboys team doesn't even look like an NFL team again, right? They look like the Jets when we played them last year. You know what I mean? Like when we had 12 sacks and everybody got the sack party.
That's what Greg.
Yeah.
my head's at.
Absolutely. That's what this looks like. It looks like, the varsity playing a JV team. And what should happen, except for when you're in the Mighty Ducks and the JV team beats the varsity, this team should roll on Sunday. And again, we have no business saying that about our football team either.
No.
But that's just the way it's going.
Yep, you're right, because they do have talent over there, though. It's not like they still don't have talent. If Dak was playing, I'm telling you that they might come in and beat us, right? If Dak's playing, if Dalton's playing, I tell you they come in here and it's going to be close.
It's probably close. Yep.
With DiNucci, I don't know who he is to tell you he should be coming in here and competing. He's our third string quarterback. There ain't a third string in the league that should be coming in and not turning the football over.
Yep.
We're going everybody missed. And Jerry's the smartest guy in the room, which we know is not true.
Which ain't happening.
Which we know is not true. Dude's literally in here for the clipboard. And now, Elgin Buckley in the house. I'm saying, don't underestimate them. They still have there's a lot of talent on that team, and they do. They have the talent on the outside, but it all starts with your offensive line and your quarterback. And to me, they're beat up there, and it's showing. And they can't run the football. And when you can't run the football, and you really become one-dimensional, and then you become one-dimensional with a third stringer, I don't know how you come in and compete. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Their whole season's on the line, in a way. So I'm sure they're going to come in here competing, and they're going to give you the best effort. I'm just telling you that it's a disgrace if this defense gives up more than 17. And if you give up less than 17, I don't see how we don't win this football game. Even if I think they destroy them, but even if it's 2017, they should still, at worst, be walking out with a win on Sunday night.
Yes.
And two, you got to look at it as well as Carson, kind of a combination, but, sticking with the quarterbacks, it's a 1-2 punch. The offensive line and Carson have to have historically awful games for the Cowboys to be in this game, in my opinion.
No, you're right. But outside of the QB, Dallas has a talented offense. They do, but their offensive line's been really bad. And now it's been really bad under two quarterbacks. So I can't get better under a third when a guy's now coming in off the street, essentially, if you know what I mean, Slade, because he's not taking reps like that. This is his first time taking reps. And he says the defense has never beat us. It's always the offense destroying Schwartz. Yeah,
completely agree.
And it is. And I just can't see this Sunday with that kid at the quarterback position coming in and beating us. I just don't know how that works or how that makes them compete.
Because even with their talent on offense, because everyone's right, Eldridge, Slay, they do have talent over there, right? There's no denying what Cooper. There's no denying what CDR. There's no denying Michael Gallup, right? But traditionally, Darius Slay has played Amari Cooper very well and essentially has shut him out and down in past games. So that you would think would be a win on our side. Yeah, Zeke's there and their offensive line is beat up, but that should be a win on our side because our defensive line is usually pretty dominant and really good against the run. So you would think those things would even out their talent on that side because they're absolutely right. They do have talent, but it just hasn't played very well this year.
No, now we expected to play better under a third stringer. I mean, even with Dak in the house, they didn't start showing up to the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? They didn't start showing up to the fourth quarter. I mean, at least they showed up, but they didn't start showing up to the fourth quarter with Dak. Dalton was even worse, it looks like. So, now you go down even another peg. That's the biggest hiccup to this football team. And listen, I know he can get going at any time. But the way they've been running the football because this offensive line has been really bad. It's been a couple weeks in a row now. So it didn't just start. It's been a trend of them not being able to run the football. And it's killing them. Because it's hard for them to run the football, Eldridge, because they're playing from behind all the time. They're playing behind all the time in football games, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think their first 3 weeks of the season, I think the defense was letting up 29-plus points. So, I mean, if you're down most of the game, like you said, Tommy, you can't run the ball. You're not going to be running the ball a ton. You know what I mean? So, hopefully that happens on Sunday. We get out to a fast start and they don't have to run Zeke.
Yeah, and to me, you look at it to where this game should really mirror what the Jets game was last season. You know what I'm saying? To where I forget who the Jets quarterback was, but it was like a third stringer.
I think it was Luke Falk.
Luke Falk. Thank you, Frank.
You're welcome.
It should literally be that game to where like you're looking around, and even if the offense doesn't have the best day, to where it should have a better day because like we talked about, Dallas Goedert looks like he's going to be available. Rager's a go, and there's even a slight chance we see Miles and some other guys that are added to the piece of what we already have. But you look at it, even if the offense doesn't have a great day, mixed with obviously the defense, and we've seen this. Jim Schwartz, and obviously the one results in a tie, but when it comes down to inexperienced quarterbacks or quarterbacks that are really a mistake first type quarterback, a Daniel Jones, and then with the inexperience, you obviously look at the 49er game, and then even Joe Burrow for a bit of that game, he's going to pressure those younger quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? He's really going to go after them. Now, people were obviously, JJ was talking about, what happened in the Washington game week 1. Well, you're looking at it to where, okay, nobody's saying that's that's a good football team over there. And we're not saying that we should have, 100% lost that game. It was a bad loss. But again, like, it's not about us being overly confident in what we're doing. It's literally a ticking time bomb in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we've been down on the Philadelphia Eagles, you just look at it to where it's like the Jets and the Cowboys right now, as far as like 1A and 1B, as far as just dumpster fires right now.
No,
and that's not even including Atlanta.
Yeah. No, because at least they have leads for 3 and a half quarters.
And then Arthur Blank shows up, and everything Arthur Blank sees on the field dies in front of him. So
yep, true.
Listen, we have a football team that just hasn't really put it all together for 4 quarters, right? We've had at times our offense plays well, at times our defense plays well, or at times our offense has played extremely poor, and at times our defense has played extremely poor. So I think we were talking about this on Sunday night. I mean, this is a Sunday again where you leave feeling good about all facets of your game. You know what I mean? You leave going into your bye week saying, you know what, we feel good about the direction we're going as a football team. That's the kind of performance you should be expecting Sunday night. It is. I don't care. Listen, everybody. I know what they have. I know they're a talented group. I'm the first guy to tell you when the Cowboys are talented. I'm the first guy to say, yep. I'd be worried about the Cowboys. I've always given my respect when I thought that they were good or better than us. I'm just telling you how it is. If this guy comes in and makes them look good offensively, I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
I'll be shocked.
Jesus.
Like you're coming into this football game saying, "Hey, we're going to stop the run early on, and we're going to make him beat us." If we do that well, and we put them in 3rd and longs early on in this football game, we think he's not going to turn the football over. We think he's going to play clean from the pocket all game. Listen, LJ, I know, but at least we're getting a little healthier there, a little bit. Like at least Peters coming back makes you feel a little bit better. I'll take Jason Peters right now. Yeah, over a rugby guy. Yeah. I mean, Jordan Mailata's played well. He showed he can at least play at this level.
Now they're sliding him to right tackle, correct? To have him practice. They had practicing at right tackle this week, so
which
we'll see how this works out because we all know the footwork situation going from left to right, but we'll see.
Footwork's really good so far for being just a good athlete.
Yeah,
this is easier for him. I'm not a big fan of that, especially when you have to go against Dexter Lawrence. I guess that's Lawrence.
DeMarcus.
DeMarcus Lawrence over there. So anytime
Dexter's restarting soon, so it's probably on the mind.
Dexter's over here. But
Is it? What?
Yeah.
What?
So I'm saying with Lawrence over there, it's never an easy day.
Yeah. And Mailata spent a lot of this summer playing right tackle, so it's he had a lot of work there this summer, so it's not as foreign as it would be like moving JP over there.
But it's not the same as playing 4 games.
No, it's not.
Elger says they have nothing to lose. I think we win, but it's not a free game. Yeah, nothing's ever free. Nothing's ever free. It's just what we've seen in the way they're trending. And they're trending in a direction that's no good. And we talked about it when we started the show. I mean, you have an owner that can't answer a simple question about who his leaders of his football team are and tells people to shut up and let him talk. I mean, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign, right? When you're trading away a veteran D end and you're just releasing guys, that says a lot about how you feel. And I think it comes down to them turning the football over a ton in this football game. That's where the difference is. Now, if he comes out and he gets through his reads quick and next thing and he has guys running wide open, and a different story. But that's why I think Short's going to bring a ton of pressure.
I hope so.
He usually does against younger guys.
Yeah.
And inexperienced guys. He feels a lot more confident doing that. So
my question for you guys, because obviously, and Heath brings it up, they should have kept Mailata at left tackle and Peters to right tackle. Let's say, for example, because I think this is going to be a conversation, not necessarily for this week, but going forward. And honestly, it might be for this week if Lane gives it a go. With Lane Johnson suiting up and at least starting games, what would your kind of offensive line look like? Would you keep Mailata at the left? Would you put Jason Peters at the guard position? Would you kind of just put Lane on ice and try out Mailata on the right? What would be?
Well, I think for this game, I'm just gonna ride what they have been doing for this week. Obviously, bringing Peters back to left tackle, and obviously, you guys say Mailata's gotten work in the summer at right tackle, and I think Lane should just put it on ice until after the bye. Just get healthy, get as much healthy as you can after the bye, and then come back and get ready for New York. So I think this week you just go with the flow. You put Peters at the left tackle, then Mailata at right tackle, and then. If Lane can't go, Lane can't go. But I think personally, Lane should just sit until after the bye and then give it a go for New York.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with that. But we also probably know even if Lane goes, he's probably not practicing. So it's not going to – the reps that he might steal to play 5 plays per se, right, wouldn't be bad because Lane's that good that he can just – roll in on Sunday and shoot up and play. I agree, though. I would because Mailata's played decent and played well. I would keep him on ice until the bye week, and then when we come back out of that, then it's Lane and JP. Or if you want to get cute, you can move JP back to guard where Herbig is. But Herbig hasn't been terrible.
No, he's done a good job.
He hasn't been terrible. So you go with kind of what you were going to go with early in the year. You go Lane, JP. You have your 2 guards who are playing right now, and then Kelsey, and then you have Mailata first off for wherever you need them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the most I would do if I feel like it's my best line is go JP at guard, Mailata at left tackle, and then Lane at right. If I felt like that was my best groupings right over there, but I don't know what they feel like their best groupings are, and I feel like they have they have a thing where they want Jason Peters if he's healthy to play left tackle for him, and I can't really blame them for wanting a veteran out there protecting your quarterback. I mean, I would assume that, and I think we all will, that their run game is going to be better with him there. Now, with him over there at any point, I think our run game is better. Just him back, I think adds to our run game, and if that's at guard or left tackle, it doesn't matter to me. So I just think it's, hey, you run him out where you think your best chance to win is, and your best chance to run the football well is, and protect your quarterback. I mean, so that's what it comes down to, because you got to start eliminating some of the hits real soon here, right? We got to start eliminating some of the blows delivered to our quarterback, and we need to do it soon. Sooner than later.
Well, I don't completely disagree with you, Tom, but I think it's tough because, at least in my opinion, and guys, tell me if you disagree with this, at least in this season, and granted, it was small sample sizes for both. It was about 3 games for Peters and then the rest for Mailata. At least in the pass protection game, Mailata was way better. You know what I'm saying? Like in the run game, absolutely. The run game has been, non-existent for the most part, except for big chunk type plays. And obviously, Jason Peters has the history of really helping that. Mailata, maybe that's the one thing that he still has to really work on, amongst other things. But my concern is, when Jason Peters started at left tackle at the beginning of the season, I mean, he was all-time bad. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing he didn't do in a negative realm of things was, the false starts. That was the only thing that he kind of avoided in the positive realm of as far as helping things out or hurting things.
Well, that's why I put him at guard. But I mean,
yeah,
they paid him left tackle money because they wanted him to play left tackle. I mean, we know that things come from the organization. So what you guys asked me what I would do compared to what the general manager would do are two completely different conversations. You know what I mean? Because no matter what we say over here, he has an agenda over there. And his agenda is based on money and who he wants where. And he makes all the football calls on who's playing on Sunday and who's playing where, right? So here we go again. I mean, he came back. Doug answered in his presser today before practice, like, "Oh, we'll play left, or we'll play guard. We'll see where he ends up at." And then he practiced the left tackle all day today. So that just tells you all you need to know. How Roseman called down and said, "Hey, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to do." They call on the walkie-talkie.
How he gets the last say.
Naturally.
Pretty crazy coming from a GM gets the last say, huh?
Well, but that's what I would do, right? What I would do compared to what he would do are completely two different things. If I felt like Milata can handle, I'm not trying to move Milata to the guard now. You know what I mean? Like, that's aggressive, right? I already don't like moving him from left to right, but now I'm going to put him at guard. No. So if I think my best lineup is him playing left tackle and Peters playing left guard, that's what I would run with. But I think the money is going to dictate where guys play.
I completely agree. And going back to what you guys said before, to where, at least in the small, whatever you want to call off-season training camp type thing, because obviously with all of the stuff going on, it was kind of a different version of it. But the depth chart before everyone got hurt, it was Peters and Dillard, like 1-2 as far as the left tackles. And then the right tackle depth chart, it was Lane, then it was Milata. So kind of talking about, obviously, Greg, I know you mentioned it. It's not like we're pulling an Andre Dillard last season when we kind of just threw him at right tackle when he's never played the position before.
Yeah.
Milata's been groomed to kind of handle he's almost been groomed as like the Swiss Army knife of the offensive line. He can play guard if he needs to. He can play both ends of the line as far as the tackle positions. So if there's a guy that's going to do it, and like you said, Tom, as far as the athleticism, it's going to be Milata. So in a small sample size, say you put Lane on ice, that way you give him a full kind of like a 2.5 week period to kind of just get good. I'm okay with it. I just am afraid, to your point, Tom, given the GM situation, the loyalty situation, and the money situation, when everything's good to go and Peters and Lane are both fully healthy, they end up putting Milata on ice just because of the money. You know what I mean? That's what I'm more worried about.
Yeah, that's what it sounds to everything. You know what I mean? That's their answer to everything. So, we'll see how that one plays out. But it's just nice getting guys back. Anyway, we want to look at it. Marquise, we say it enough times, it'll come true, right? You know what I mean? Say it enough times, maybe it'll come true. Both probably recovered fumbles in the end zone.
Have you heard the stuff of like there's like rumblings, quote unquote, about like them possibly trying him out at tight end, like sometime in the future, Arcega-Whiteside?
Tight end?
I would.
Like, part of me laughs, but part of me thinks, well, Jesus, I know he can't play receiver, so I mean,
wasn't the best part? The best thing you saw from him this season was blocking for Miles Sanders.
No, he does block well, but he needs to put on 10, 15 more pounds of muscle to play.
Oh yeah,
this league.
Yeah. He's. I think he's a good 20 pounds undersized.
A good backup tight end.
And he's, I believe he's like an inch shorter than your typical tight end. So, I mean, it can work, but
Frank's out here talking about inches.
That's what she said. It's better than I just see him succeeding better at that than wide receiver. It's just not working for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Either one works. I mean, you can't get open one place. What makes you going to think you're going to get open in another place? And then you can put on 20 pounds. You get 20 pounds heavier, and I would expect you to.
And it'll get slower, and then it'll get slower. And I don't even know if that's possible because he's already pretty damn slow.
I mean, he does run. Like I said, he does run block well on the outside, but that's going against corners. That's not talking about, run block.
Defensive ends, linebackers.
That's a whole nother game.
Yeah,
that's a whole whole nother game to start playing in.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah,
playing.
like
Good
there
luck.
you go. Here, line up at tight end in line. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. Go.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun.
Carson,
Have fun.
run, Carson.
Yeah.
Yep, our QB is getting killed, and that's going to continue until we figure out a way to run the football better. And that's when I can start eliminating the hits a little bit here.
Slay saying that it sounds like Lane, Miles, and Goddard will all be out this week, and he's fine with it. Yeah, I mean, I'll ask you guys this: Who do you think you're not okay with? Which player bothers you the most? Kind of missing out of those three.
Out of those three,
yeah.
I'm gonna say Goddard for me.
Oh, so I disagree. I think it's Lane. To me.
Well, yeah, Lane's the quote unquote most important because you knew Miles was going to be out. Miles playing this week was a long shot in my mind.
Yeah.
now is Lane going to give it a go, or is he officially out?
No, it's one of those things where you didn't practice, but you never know.
Gotcha.
I honestly think this is going to be the rest of the season for him to where every Sunday it's a game time decision.
Yeah.
No, now if you can give them, now if you keep winning, find ways to win football games and keep giving them another week and another week and another week.
True.
Yeah.
And you can sort of get the body back right a little bit. Yeah, I would say it's Lane. Now, two skill position spots, I would rather have Miles right now just because I'm not deep there, obviously, at that position. And Miles would be a nice player to have right now. I didn't expect to have him for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
This is nothing to me, And El just says, Donna said, I got Richard Rodgers on my fans team. He'll probably catch 7 balls.
Dude, he catches everything, man. It's insane, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He's got his groove back.
I've never seen like a 4-week span that devalued a player as much as these last 4 weeks have devalued Zach Ertz. Like he's moaning and groaning. He's sulking in the huddle. He's not catching anything. He's not finishing routes. He gets hurt, and then the offense is better with Richard Damn Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you take Ertz out of the offense, and Richard Rodgers looks like the second coming. It's unreal.
You put Goddard in there, and Ertz is even more irrelevant.
Yeah, like Ertz lost a lot of money the last handful of weeks. He's lost it. Like it's almost comical that 10 weeks ago he was talking about George Kittle money. Dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Me and Pete Evans might be the only guys in the country that were trading Zach Ertz a year and a half ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we might be the only guys in the country that were like, yo, I'm not in the business of getting rid of the guy because I love the guy, but if you want value back, this is your best time.
Yep.
Value back. If you don't care about getting value back, then hold on and we'll go to work. No biggie either way. But just in terms of value, that was your best time. That's when you were selling high. Now, now you're happy you get a third back, right? So that value really dropped, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, because he's banged up now, a little harder to trade. When he isn't banged up, but you might only get a second or a third. You might be lucky to get a second. You might be really lucky to get a second. But I would still, I would rather have Ertz and Richard Rodgers or Ertz and Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I'm looking forward to when we do have that tandem. When
get them both back on the field at the same time would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're about 53 minutes in already. I think some score predictions, some offensive, defensive players of the game, and then I want your unsung hero.
We create a new name every week. I love it.
We're
He rolled his eyes.
unsung hero for Sunday night. And you got score prediction, offensive, defensive player of the game, chance to win, $100, free A2D merch. All you got to do is get the score prediction right, and your offense, defense part of the game. That's your tiebreaker if it comes to it with somebody else. So I'll let all you guys start it off. I don't mind going last on this one. So, I already know my score. It's not changing from Sunday night. I mean, when Sunday night hit and we went on agreed it's great, the score wasn't changing. I needed to see videos of DiNucci going 40 for 40 in practice and throwing like 10 TDs, right? With the it was almost like I'm watching freaking Des Bryant's IG, something like that. Or for me to start saying, oh, okay, maybe this guy can play. And then I would say to myself, well, look what defense he's doing it against. So there's two sides to that. But that's the only thing that could make me believe that they would hang in this football game. So there's no belief. So my vision and score prediction on this hasn't changed. Usually it does throughout the week. But whoever wants to lead this off, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ralphie.
All right. Well, here we are. Another week of Eagles football. You got a 7th rounder coming down to play quarterback for the Cowboys. I got the Birds winning this game by a score of 31-13 on Sunday Night Football. Offensive player of the game. I'm going to go on a limb, and we just talked about him. I'm going to go Richard Rodgers.
Oh, my God.
Player of the game for the Birds. And defensive player of the game is going to be Darius Slay. Haven't picked him this year yet, so I'm going to pick him this week. I'm going to go Darius Slay.
Unsung hero?
Oh, Jesus. Unsung hero. God. Man, who can I go with? I'll go with Alex Singleton. He's gonna have a pick. He's gonna have a pick. All right. So there we go.
Frank?
This is why I love going first.
Right?
Yeah, you get your players, you're good to go. See, I screwed up Frank. Now Frank's got to get his own song here.
Frank, would you like me to go? So you have more time?
Wait, who was your offensive player, Ralphie?
Richard Rodgers was my player.
All right, so for my final score, I got the final score of 38 to 38 to 10.
Carry the one.
You need to carry the one there.
Yeah, I carried the one.
I can't.
So my offensive player of the game goes to the T-shirt guy himself, Mr. Travis Fulgham. I think he will have another field day as your wide receiver. And welcome back, Jalen. It's gonna be a very fun time seeing Travis and Jalen on the field at the same time. My defensive player of the game, Ben DiNucci, more like bend over, because you're going to take a face full of graham crackers. Give me Brandon Graham.
Oh my! Wow! Did you rehearse that?
A lot of flavor off that shit.
I can not confirm or deny. Bend over. He
I can't.
Coming to him. Sorry, I mean I was on a whole other level. I thought you were going to say.
Oh, you thought I was going to say Fletcher Cox?
Yeah, I thought.
Come on, that would be the easiest joke in the book.
That would have went real well, though.
You went with some Graham.
You missed on that joke.
You all got fooled because I'm going with Brandon Graham as my defensive player of the game, and for my unsung player. I was going to pick that one Canadian.
20 more, I'm sure, somewhere on the depth chart.
Probably. Let's see. Because I'm going with the O-line. That would be too easy for me because I've done that for almost every week.
How about an Australian, Frank? How about the puncher?
I already picked him several weeks ago.
We'll do it again.
And now everybody's raving about him.
Oh,
like I'm a wizard or something.
You loved him first.
He shanked a kick on Thursday, so I don't know.
Let's see. My unsung hero. Give me.
Here, Frank, I'll help you.
You know what? Give me TJ Edwards.
Taking my son.
Oh, and down here you go. Go Birds.
There we go.
Oh shit!
So he's talking about his son. You know, son talk.
Frank, TJ Edwards is on IR, bud.
Oh, I thought he was coming back.
Would I be unsung? I mean, that would be
more. Yeah, even more so.
Greg, he's back.
Is he back?
Yeah, I mean, shame on you for not knowing your son is back.
Yeah, that's your son. Right?
He didn't check in today.
Oh well,
Check it.
Pay attention.
I mean, you just exposed yourself right there.
I did.
I'll try and follow up whatever the hell that happened with Frank just now.
How do you follow that?
I'm going to attempt it. It's probably not going to go well. I'm going to go with a final score of 27-12 Eagles. Offensive player of the game, I'm going to go Jalen Reagor.
We're getting a safety?
Pardon?
We're getting a safety?
9 plus 3
No,
is
4
12.
field goals.
Oh, he could have a touchdown, a field goal, and a safety.
You're going to have a touchdown. You're going to have a mixed extra point. Then you're going to have a field goal and a field goal.
All right, then.
We're safety. I'll take a safety.
Hey,
We can do that.
safety will be nice for the defense. Hey, it's going to be a field day.
Yeah, I'll put DiNucci into the end zone. That's fine.
Yeah. Have a little Dan Orlovsky moment.
Yeah, that's fine. I can't stand Dan Orlovsky, but that's fine. We'll pretend. I'm not.
Talk about sons. That's my husband right there.
Well, he's all yours.
Thank you.
.com here at A2D.
I appreciate that.
For my defensive player of the game, I'm going to go with a little Josh Sweat. Here. I think DiNucci's going to get worked on the ends here. I think Sweat's going to have some, Barnett, Graham. And then my unsung hero, I'm going to go with Jake Elliott. Because he won't miss a kick. He won't miss a kick.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I could make a
50
25
plus,
yard.
he's solid. 29, 25 and close. Get your heart racing. It should be the other way around. It's insane with Jake Elliott, man. Jeez.
You say he missed it point, though? You already have a missed point?
No. The Cowboys. The Cowboys are missing the extra point.
Oh, gotcha.
Tor, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna contrary to popular belief, I have Eagles winning.
What up, Todd?
So I'm gonna go Eagles 28. It's definitely a closer game than everyone else is saying. So I'm gonna say 28 to more than 17. I can't. More than 17, less than us. So Cowboys will be 20. I'll go 20. 28-20. Offensive player of the game.
Nice push.
I'm gonna do it again. Carson Wentz. My homeboy, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He thrives when he's the underdog. He thrives when he's playing with the practice squad. So, Carson Wentz. Defensive player of the game. I'll go Cox. Just because he needs a game. So, let's go. Unsung hero. I'm going to go. Is Boston Scott? Can he be an unsung hero?
Sure.
I mean, I see a lot of people hating on Boston Scott over the weeks and months, and we haven't really talked about it, but that catch last game, not even your best wide receivers make that catch. We're talking about a guy shorter than me making that catch in the end zone to win the game.
Yeah,
like,
I think
you can't get any hot. You can't get any. Yeah, but you can't get any better than that for me.
No, listen. See, now you're putting words in the fan bases, man. You know what I mean? This is what you're doing, Tor. This is what you're saying, and I feel like you're attacking us.
I'm just a troublemaker.
Yeah, and I am one. I'm one too, and here we go. Because at the end of the day, nobody has a problem with Boston Scott. He just can't be your number one back. He shouldn't be your number two back. He should be your third back if you actually did it right. But this organization didn't want to do it right. They didn't want to address it. So now he's throwing a role where he's got to be your every down back. That's not fair to him. So
agreed. To me, he's a second running back. But he's making moves last season and last game that people would not fathom him making. So for me, that's huge. And for us as a team, that should be huge.
Listen, I'll take Boston Scott playing well. I don't wish any upon guys not playing well upon anybody on my roster. You know what I mean? Just like I didn't like the pick of Jalen Reagor where he was selected at. Not that I don't like the kid, just not where he was picked at. Doesn't mean I don't want to come out and ball, right? You know what I mean? Just because I didn't like the Travis Fulgham t-shirts after his first game doesn't mean I don't want him to come out and ball. You know what I mean? I want all these guys to come out and ball. Like let the best dogs play. You know what I mean? So
and that's what Boston Scott's doing.
That's fine as your second or third. You know, I'm not saying I never said in my personal opinion. I know I speak for a lot of people. Nobody said he shouldn't be on the roster. It was more like, hey, should probably be a 2 or 3 if everything's goes well, and maybe more of a 3 because of the situation you're in. You sort of want some thunder. You want some lightning and thunder and lightning, however you want to talk about it, as your 1-2. And with Miles, not really a thunder guy, you sort of want that kind of bruiser as your 2, and then Boston Scott. But anyway, like whatever. I mean, one of your 3, and that's where he should. That's where he should be. But I hear you. I mean, listen.
But he's out here winning games for us, so. I'm talking about.
I think the quarterback won the game for us.
Well, okay. If besides Carson, if you're looking on offense, who won the game for you? Boston Scott.
Richard Rodgers.
Get out of here with your Richard Rodgers.
No. It was JJ.
Dick Rod.
He had it down.
JJ. Oh, y'all. I can't be y'all right now. JJ and Dick Rod. Okay. JJ's name should be Dick Rod.
Listen, I like Boston Scott. I just think we make too much out of him sometimes than he is. That's all.
I
don't think we make enough out of him.
No, see, Tori, I think
we made enough out of him. We didn't sign a running back in the offseason.
I feel like
we made enough out of him.
I feel like you're Josh Adamsing Boston Scott right now, just a little bit.
No,
I have been for a while.
Not fair because at least Boston can play. Josh Adams can't play.
Fair.
I love the guy, and when I see him make game-winning moves, I want to highlight it.
Listen, we like catches. We're fans of catches. But that's a dime.
Catches that lead to wins.
He's like 4'2".
I don't care. That's
when you're in the NFL. Make the catch.
Amazing.
It's a better ball than catch. It's a better ball than catch.
Yeah.
Because he is 14.
Both.
Good catch. I'm not crowning the catch.
I'm crowning that shit.
Right in his hands. It was right in his hands.
NFL, you're supposed to
Dude,
make
the guy was all over him, and he's like a midget. Come on.
So guess who got him that ball? Guess who got him the ball?
Carson Wentz is my favorite, so of course I'll throw him all the kudos too. So.
Oh, here we go with the Huntley. I was waiting for the Huntley.
Couple bursts.
Broke one tackle.
And AP's in the house.
Yeah.
But listen, I mean, Boston Scott's is not a guy who's going to run through the tackles all day for you. That's all my issue is, and that's all it ever was. It's not saying he can't make plays out of the backfield. It's not saying anything. You know what I mean? He's not going to run through the tackles. Because Aguilar would have dropped it, maybe. No guy's dropping that ball. That ball is put in your bucket.
I can name a bunch of people that would drop that ball.
I don't know.
I'll start with Aguilar.
The ball's
Aguilar this year would drop it.
JJ.
No, but see, JJ's not dropping it because he's not even on the field for it. He's not even getting off the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Fogo dropped a dime piece earlier in the game.
You know what?
Yeah, he did.
He did. And
everyone's favorite T-shirt boy.
Straight through his hands. T-shirt boy. That's a good name.
Guys drop balls in this league.
Yeah.
Good catch. No, I'm not down. I'm not putting the kid down. I was just saying. Yeah, it's just not there. Yeah, we're not crowning. We're not. We can't crown. No.
I might give him a Burger King crown.
That's gonna fumble 3 times. Sunday.
Hey, a crown's a crown. Let's go.
Tom, don't say that too loud. Tom, don't do that, Tom.
What do you say?
Fumble 3 times. Sunday.
Who?
Probably.
Now.
We got Crown City. We got Crown City down here.
Ezekiel Elliott doing
we got Crown City over here.
Yo, I don't crown people either, so it's not me.
What do you mean? You just did it.
I just
You
did, but like
crowned him.
but I normally don't. I'm not a crowner.
You just did though. At all the guys.
Yeah.
You crown the tiniest guy, the easiest guy to put a crown on. You know what I mean? You said, hey, you gotta lift up.
The only one she can fit the crown on.
I can't. Yeah. I'm just real.
Everybody saying,
Real talk radio.
no. Listen, we love
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
we're opinionated here. We love opinions. But I think you're too hard on the fan base on that one.
I don't think so.
Hurts my feelings.
Oh, shut up.
Listen,
That's my son. Okay, we talk about sons. He's my son. Orlovsky's my husband.
It's quite the duo.
It's a great family. Wait for our Christmas card.
listen, I can't compare. Lord, I love you. I can't compare Boston Scott to a soon-to-be Hall of Famer. I can't do that. That's unfair. That's what I'm talking about.
I can see it.
What?
I can see it.
I gotta take a breather.
I need to take a walk.
You guys
you can't compare him to Darren Sproles at all.
No.
Because he's tiny. Because he's tiny.
Okay.
He hasn't done anything. He had one catch in his career.
Stop it.
Come on, Tor. We're comparing to the Hall of Famer. Now we're comparing a guy to a Hall of Famer. We're comparing Boston Scott to a Hall of Famer. That's unfair.
Does anybody remember last season? The end of last season.
I remember it, and I remember it. Good. He had a good run. He's a good player. Good little player.
Great against the Giants. That's great, but that's not Darren Sproles. He's great against the Giants.
No, he needs more years.
He does one thing better than Darren Sproles. He stays on the field.
Oh, don't do that. No, he's gonna get hurt. Why do you gotta do that? Why do you gotta freaking do that?
So Boston Scott doesn't even have 400 yards rushing on a career.
But guess what? His yards matter.
3.8 yards per carry. Per attempt.
That's more than 2 weeks ago. First off. Second off.
No, that's the career.
No, that's career.
That's the career.
His yards matter.
The gluten-free. Doesn't taste the same.
He gets 3.4 yards this year.
See, this is what I'm talking about. People hating on Boston Scott.
It's not hating. See the stat sheet.
Sure.
Facts don't have feelings.
No. We're talking about one. I think he leads the NFL in all-purpose yards, right? In terms of Darren Sproles. Like at one point he had the most or top 5 all-purpose yards.
He's up there.
Okay, and that's great. That's Hall of Fame talk. All right, that's a guy maybe getting a jacket. We're comparing Boston Scott to a guy getting a jacket.
We're saying he could possibly fill the shoes over many years to come.
For comparison's sake,
not tomorrow.
Darren Sproles averaged 4.9 yards per rushing attempt.
Yeah, we got a lot of Boston Scott fans in here. I'm loving it.
Oh, wild.
I'm loving it.
Oh, this is the question. This is the question.
There you go. That's a great question.
This is the moment.
Like, this is stupid. Like, obviously, like,
Why?
I'm not like I'm not an idiot.
Why?
Obviously, I choose Miles over Boston Scott, but damn, don't make me do that.
Over a Hall of Famer? You're choosing
a Hall of Famer.
Choosing Miles over a Hall of Fame?
I can't. Let the girl be positive about something. Everyone wants to shit on me. So you know what? I'm gonna go back to my negativity.
Positive on all the wrong areas.
Thank you. See? God forbid I like somebody.
Listen, I like them too. This is where we get. This is where we get on different levels. You know, we gotta love them. Yeah, we get you love them too.
But guess what? It's called unsung hero. That was what you asked for. That is what I give.
No, and that's appreciative. And I was saying it got off the rails when we started Darren Sproles in them. That's all. That's all. I mean, everything else was fine. Everything else I was kumbaya with. You know what I mean? And Darren and I got triggered. You know, it's 2020, Tor. I mean, get triggered easy.
Fifth all time.
Cancel culture. Just cancel Boston Scott. All right, cancel him.
Hashtag no notes. Hashtag no notes. Top 5 all time. Fifth all time in all purpose yards. And we sat here and circled this pony. Right? We circled this wagon 42 times. This guy's going to Canton now. One trip to Canton.
Yo, how about I did have Boston Scott on my fantasy team and I dropped him like 3 weeks ago. I had to. And then then I go back. Then I go back now to try to get him again.
He's taken.
He's gone. Yeah. This is what I get.
This is why this happened tonight. because you feel a sense of loss, and
you're trying to make up for it. You got to profess your love for him on air because you made the fantasy no and you dropped your guy.
You freaking drafted him like all positive. I kept him all season, well, half of a season.
Todd says,
"Yep." It feels like all season already.
Yeah.
Todd, yup, it's full moon. Tori is being nice.
Exactly. I'm done though. See how I get treated like this?
Bobby Eagles over under Boston gets a Mighty Mouse tattoo Monday morning.
Yo, I'll do that too.
If he does that, I guarantee you he's fumbling on Sunday.
Over under if Tori gets one.
Yo, I'm going. Me and Boston, Mighty Mouse tattoos. Bros for life.
Yeah, he has been hit too many times, but they haven't been able to run the ball either. So it's like a combo of a lot of bad things. But go ahead, Greg. Give us your prediction, offense, defense, player of the game. Go ahead. Say whatever you want.
The only reason they're playing musical chairs is because there's just a lot of injuries. I don't think anyone's goal is to play musical chairs if everybody's healthy.
Wow,
so
look at you.
What?
A little defense of your arch rival.
I mean, it's real. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I gotta give him a break at some point. You know what I mean?
Can I answer this real quick, Greg?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we lose it, my opinion so far: tough, big stack, competes, plays every down like it's nothing. Some bad throws. Some bad decision making at times. Hasn't been perfect in that situation. Not even close. But he's competed, man. And he's looked good for what he's had to play with. And I think when you take everything's in context. He's still a very good quarterback right now. Very good quarterback. I'm not saying he's elite right now. Right now he's very good. You know, we'll see when he has weapons like everybody else in the National Football League does. What he does. You know what I mean? When he has the full cupboard available for cooking. You know what I mean? He has all the spices. Probably a better meal, I would assume. Probably a better meal. A little salt bag.
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of echo that. Hasn't been perfect, but has played very well in big spots and when's needed the most. And that's what you ask for of your number one franchise quarterback is, you're going to struggle at times, but when you do, can you pick yourself up? And he has. And he's picked his team up as well.
He's carried this football team, like we talked about. We kind of needed to survive through that stretch and look at, obviously, all the, through the Ravens game and the Steelers game and the 49ers game. And we knew that there was a light at the end of the tunnel somewhere, and we've kind of arrived to that. And now you see, well, granted, you didn't win a very winnable game against the Ravens. Steelers were winnable, but still, you competed. You impressed both Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh. You impressed us. Neither loss was really on the quarterback. And now you look at it to where now, finally, it might actually be a real thing to where there's a lane open and an open window to where we can actually go on a little bit of a run, get healthier, and it kind of looks like it's our division to lose right now. As crazy as that sounds, it's just the way it is. And, at the end of the day, Carson Wentz, while not all of it equated to victories, talk about kind of a complete 180. You look at the first, 2-3 weeks of the season, we thought this guy was, we were worried that this guy was a lost cause. We were talking about main priority, not winning football games. It's to fix him. Right now, that's the least of my worries. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think about what the quarterback's do. And granted, it's important, but I'm not even there right now. And he's still making mistakes. He's still throwing the interceptions. He still needs to tighten up the screws. He hasn't been perfect. But you talk about a guy that's gained confidence with, and like we talked about last week, as the roster's gotten worse, he's somehow gotten better. And that's what a franchise quarterback does. Not elite, but a franchise quarterback. And nobody can say he's not right now.
No, absolutely. For my score prediction, so in the Eagles block pool this week, I have the Eagles with 2, and I have the Cowboys with 6. So I'm going to go with a score of 32-16. Doug's going for 2 after each of the 4 touchdowns that we score, just because that's just what Doug does. Doug goes for 2 all of a sudden. That's the only way I can get to 32, right? Because 32 is one of those weird numbers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to put up 42, right? I could have really went high and went 42-16, but I toned it down a little bit. 32-16, offensive player of the game. There's not much left. So I'm going to go with John Hightower gets his first touchdown of the year.
There's some people in the chats that are going to be very happy. There's some people begging for one of us to pick him.
I didn't even see the chat, so you're welcome. My defensive player of the game, I'm going to go with Slot God. I'm going to go Roby Coleman.
Slot God.
That's what he calls himself.
Yeah, well, I'm not calling him that. I'm calling him soon to be cut.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. I'm just trying to, everybody else on the defense is taken. So, and I'm trying to help Tom out and leave him with somebody. You know what I mean? Rodney, Jalen, someone over there.
Nate.
And no one's ever picking Nate.
I appreciate you. I'm good at what I do, though. I'll be all right.
No, I know.
It's like hitting with an 0-2 count. I'm fine.
It's coming, Dan. It's coming, Dan.
Widen out the stance, choke up, just put it in play. My unsung hero. Oh boy. Let's go Sean Bradley.
Yeah, let's
go Sean Bradley. Hopefully he's better than the 7-footer the Sixers had at one time.
Oh, we gotta do that.
Yep.
Gordon said he is. All right. Yeah, I said, like I told you guys, I'm not running from my original score, 34-17. That's what this football game is, and I think should be. Difference of these teams. I think we get it right offensively. I think we get it so right that since a ton of names are taken, I will go with what's left, and that's JJ. I'll go JJ gets a touch and somehow has 75 yards. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why.
Well, if we're scoring 42, he should.
Yeah. 34, I said. But
I'm sorry.
34, but I mean, just a touch. I'm not saying anything crazy. That would make him that would equal player of the game. He gets a game ball for that, even if it's to go get your 34th point or 33rd point. You know what I mean? You still get a game ball for buddy. We appreciate you finding the end zone. But maybe he has like 60, 75 yards. Maybe he can have one of them days. This is what happens when you go last. I mean, I could have taken Greg Ward, but that's no fun for me. I mean, Greg will probably have 5 catches like he always does. Greg is just a competitor too. I'll take Greg Ward on my football team any day of the week.
Great name.
For funsies, I'll take JJ as my offensive player of the game with a touch, maybe 70, maybe just a catch like he did last week. Either way, defensively, I'm gonna go with Rodney McLeod. Every time Rodney McLeod comes to play, I say it every week. When I do pick him, just like I talk about when Fletcher needs to eat every week, but just like Rodney, just the same thing goes for Rodney McLeod. When Rodney McLeod plays his best football, our defense is good and we win football games. You know what I mean? It's that simple. When he flies all over the football field and is making plays, we're a better defense. So I'm gonna go Rodney McLeod, and unsung hero. It's a guy I was just mentioning. It's Greg Ward again. You know what I mean? I should take. It's a combo. Can I go combo? I'm gonna recreate my own rules. I'm gonna go combo because I'm gonna go Greg Ward because he's always an unsung hero, right? Always. Guy played quarterback and still catches more balls than guys on this roster. But they go in a different direction. On the defense side of football, how about Javon Hargrave? How about being an unsung hero? Because you've been stealing money, honey.
Can you be unsung when you make that much money?
Yep.
You shouldn't be.
When you're on a milk carton, you can be really unsung.
But yeah, you're not there. Did we lose Tom?
No, I was. I didn't know if anybody else had anything.
He was processing his emotions over that.
No, it was fine. Yeah, that's going to be my own son guy because he hasn't showed up all year. So, I mean, what better time than right now to maybe get a sack, maybe, I don't know, tackle for loss would be fun, or just make a tackle.
Yeah, I mean, we're good with any of them.
Now,
Get on the stat sheet.
a couple names I'm going to throw at you guys real quick, just because.
Florida Rock, holy smokes!
What, 120 yards with 70 plus?
With
I mean, I'll take
plus
it.
yard TD.
Well,
I mean,
a 70-yard TD will put you at 120, really.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give him that. You know, listen, I mean, the one thing you can say about John Hightower is, you know, now defense at least have to respect that he can get by guys.
He get open. Yeah.
So that's a little bit, you know, it's always
Separation talk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not Uncle Separation talk. I'm just telling you that you got to at least game plan for it enough where, okay, somebody can take the top off of me. That's all. Catching it, not catching it, story for another day. But yeah, he's been playing a little bit better, so I'll give the kid credit. You know what I mean? So
now I'll give you guys a handful of names.
Boston Scott, Cox, and Greg Ward.
Yep. The next time we're on in this format, it'll be after the deadline is done. So I'm going to give you a handful of names, and you just give me a quick yes, no type thing. All right.
Yep.
A fifth rounder.
No, he said yes.
Huh?
Okay,
Was that a bad joke? Did I miss a bad joke?
It was a terrible joke to Ralph. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm here for.
A fifth rounder. Sorry, Don, for Kerryon Johnson.
Yes.
Yes.
He's been phased out of the offense. He got, I believe, 0 touches in week 7, and he's got 1 more year left on his deal. So he's basically got this year and next year. They're not even using him anymore.
That's how good DeAndre Swift is. And when you sign the old man, Adrian Peterson, who's just an absolute machine,
yeah,
you know, those guys kind of phase out. But yes, I would take them.
Tom?
Always.
Okay. Now, another one, same with the running back, but another.
Frank.
Frank.
Or
I get the thumbs up.
Tori?
Wait, what round are you giving up?
Fifth rounder.
Fifth rounder
Yeah.
for Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. My next one, staying here with the running backs, a 6th rounder, well, let's just call it a late round pick, for Falcons running back Brian Hill.
No, I'm good.
Nah, yeah, I'll get Kerryon for a 5th.
Greg's thinking. I'm doing it.
I mean, I'm thinking because I don't know the guy.
He's a short yardage back.
I'm just saying, so I'm not really interested in giving up something for somebody I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if the name doesn't jump off, you could have said 6th rounder and excuse me. You could have said 6th rounder for just about anybody that of name, and I would have said yes. But I don't even think Falcons fans know who Brian Hill is.
No.
Okay. The next one, if anybody says no to this, then I don't know what we're doing. A 7th round pick for Jordan Howard.
Yeah, I just don't know why we're too deep on the running back. We need a linebacker in town. You know, I just don't think they're going to. To me, like it's fun. It's fun to talk about. I don't see them going out and getting a running back right now. I just don't see
use one.
No shit. I just don't. I don't see him going out and doing it.
Miss Boston Scott said we can now use a running back.
You know what? If Miles Sanders is out for the year, yeah, we sure could. Mrs. Scott to you.
I was saying Jordan Howard, but now we're trading another pick for Jordan Howard. Now we've traded 2 picks for Jordan Howard 2 different times.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6th and a 7th. You know what I'm saying? Where like I'm good with it.
It's just a point, though. I mean, we got to factor that in. We traded for Jordan Howard twice.
There's one.
I don't know if he does that twice. You know what I mean? I don't know how we. Listen, I'm talking about a freaking nerd, guys. I don't know if a nerd is doing that twice. He might do it once, like he did, and kudos. But then you don't bring the guy back. But regardless, and now you're admitting to a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So now he's admitting to a mistake. He ain't a guy that admits to mistakes to me.
Nope.
That's why I can see him go out and get a linebacker because you can't run from that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can sprint away from a lot of things. He can't run from that one.
Steelers fan says Avery Williamson for a 2021 fourth rounder. To be honest, I don't even think you have to go up that much for him.
Done.
I would go for it.
But yes, I would do it.
Yeah, same. You can give him a friggin' sixth and call it a day. I know there's a trade scenario on NJ.com. It's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and a 2021 sixth round pick to the Jets for Avery Williamson and a seventh. Like, okay, like take my money. Like, just do that. I'll do whatever that takes. Like that's I don't even.
You could have told me JJ to Atlanta for Brian Hill, and I was saying yes.
Now I'll give you a cute one. All right, and this isn't happening, ladies and gentlemen. But I think I heard you guys on Sunday talking about it, Tom. Because he's been made available via trade. Okay, and I was talking to somebody earlier, and I said this might be like you know how for years Phillies fans were talking about like what would we give up for Mike Trout, and we were like saying ridiculous things like 10 people deals type thing. I think this might be one of like the Mike Trout. I'm not saying in numbers, but I'm talking in value. To where if this guy becomes available and you get him, it changes everything.
You're making this sound real beautiful.
Well, listen, if he's an Eagle and he's locked up until 2024, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful. I don't even know if Howie Roseman could screw this up. It's all about what would you do for one Mr. Michael Thomas. Okay.
I would do a lot of things.
Sell the house. You want 2 firsts? You want a first? I'll give you 2 firsts. I'll give you 2 seconds. I'll give you 2 thirds. I'll give you my whole draft up.
So I'll
give you a house nephew.
Jesus.
Wow.
Jeez.
Can your nephew catch, Ralph?
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, I might sign him. I'm glad you said that. Howie might be listening.
Ralph, can you run a slant is the question.
Yeah. What's his 40 time, Ralph? What's his 40 time?
Doesn't matter as long as
Still working on that.
Can he get off the line of scrimmage, Ralph? Can he get off the line of scrimmage? That's who we need. This is the trade scenario, okay? And granted, you're gonna have to give up, I think, more assets for him because he's locked up until 2024. I have 2 firsts, Jalen Reagor and Zach Ertz.
I don't think you have to give up that much.
You don't have to give up that much.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No.
That's crazy talk. They're not even playing the guy.
But why?
They're winning games without him. So
can we keep Reagor?
No, that's all I had, Greg.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could probably get by with a second and third, first and a fourth, and that's it.
Yep.
Really?
Absolutely.
Because you're taking on the contract, especially from the Eagle side. You're taking on that contract, and you're already in cap hell anyway. So you can't. And the Saints, to Tom's point, aren't playing him for disciplinary reasons. So it's not like they have any wiggle room to demand that. Plus, in the NFL, those types of major deals get done by 2 picks.
Yeah, and Ertz can't even be dealt right now. So
right.
He won't even be able to be dealt by the deadline. So unless he's coming off IR.
What was your original one, Greg? What was the?
You could probably get by with a second and a third.
Or a 1
really?
Or a 1 and a 4 or 1 and a 3.
See, this is why I disagree. This is why I have players involved because the Saints are still trying to win right now. So I would think that they would want a player in return to help them win.
They are winning though.
They are.
He hasn't played. And they've won the game. So I mean, it doesn't put him in a pressure. Right? They're in a win-win. You want to step on the football field with us, or we can just steal your ass. One of the two, and we'll get value back for you. It's just not going to be value of like where you have to give up 2 offensive players, 1 a rookie that you drafted in the first round, then 2 more first-round picks. Like you literally can get it done with probably a first and third. Right, first and third gets it done.
Well, Howie better be on the damn phone then, because
that's my opinion on it. Is a first and a third gets it done. I mean, it might not even take that much, like Greg said. You might be able to pull off a second and a third. I'm not saying you can, but I mean maybe a 1 and a 4. Like, listen, I think it can get done easier than we think it can get done.
Listen, I hope so.
Because
there's
baggage involved supposedly right now. And when there's baggage involved, value drops.
And not to mention, if you want to look at who is in worse cap hell than the Eagles next year, it's the New Orleans Saints. So if they have the opportunity to get out from that contract and dump it onto somebody else, hell, they might even take a third and a fourth just to get out from it. Now, I'm just joking on that side of it. But to get out from that number, they're $81 million over the cap next year. $81 million. So if they get to get out from underneath Michael Thomas's contract, please don't jump for that.
CTP says trade 5 first rounders, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28 for James Harden. Let's win some. He's on. He's on the Darryl train.
Listen, I'm on the Darryl train, and hold on, I'm gonna segue in. We're good to go. We're good to go, Sixers now, right?
Yeah, we're good. I'm ready.
All right, I need to get off, but I want to say something. I love these hires. I love them. 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 I hope we hit free agency. I hope we hit the draft. Let's go Sixers. Let's start this new era off right. And with that, I gotta go. So
goodbye, Frank.
See you, Frank.
And go Birds.
Wow.
Go Birds, Frank.
Wow.
This is the Sixers' new staff.
Well, here we go.
If you would have told me, Tom, this is take one more year, Brett, and this is what we're going to do for you. All right, Tom, this is all you got to do, Tom. You take one more year, Brett, you deal with the bubble, you deal with some things, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you Doc Rivers. We're going to give you Dave Yoger, Dan Burke, who's a really good defensive coordinator, is air quote in this league. And we're going to give you the guy that I said to hire as a head coach, in Sam Cassell, which we talked about when we knew we almost could. We were talking about it last week that watched Sam, or a couple weeks back, watched Sam end up on this staff because of Doc. And Doc's going to bring names with him. And he absolutely has. And then the big one, I mean, there are two big ones. Because Sam Cassell's a huge one for me. Huge one for me, for this staff. Another accountability, another former player talk. Big fan of that. But Daryl Morey. And what does this do for this organization? Because he's not the general manager, obviously. He's overseeing everything. Right now, he's overseeing everything. I love it. I love it because I think the more basketball guys you can get in the house, the better. Now, I just won't love it if he's trying to deal my big man away. Then I don't love him anymore. But besides that, I think what you have now is what everybody wanted. It's official accountability talk. It's official accountability talk when you talk about, you have guys in here who want guards to be able to shoot the basketball. You know what I mean? So when you talk about Ben Simmons, it's hey, you better be shooting the basketball if you run the guard, if you want to be a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So it really starts to hold guys accountable in their development of their game, if that's fair to say.
Yep.
And I think everything staff equals that. Everything that you've done. And Daryl Morey just solidifies it because he wants shooters. I mean, he sort of transitioned the league to run and gun in a way. You know what I mean? He wanted run and gun. So I think you're going to have, Doc's a big man guy and Elton's a big man guy. So you're always going to have your big man. I'm not concerned about that. But in terms of Ben, he's got to shoot the basketball now. He's going to play a different position.
The two biggest takeaways I had when I heard about this, number one, with all the, it was a big day. I thought it was just going to be the Daryl Morey thing, but then we got, two more guys in addition. And apparently I'm hearing more names are coming, which I don't know. Is there even any freaking room in the office now? The three biggest takeaways was, number one, to your point, Thomas.
6 feet apart.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Is number one, like you said, Tom, with accountability. If our young guys, if Ben Simmons can't lock in or Joel Embiid can't lock in under this coaching staff, you're never going to be that guy. You're just never going to. You know what I mean? And more so that's directed at Simmons because Joel, except for the Chick-fil-A stuff, he's always, when he's available, he's locked into play most of the time when he's not sulking. but I think that was more of the organization telling him not to be himself. So to me, when you, again, Tom, to your point, when you talk about basketball people, when you talk about guys with resumes, et cetera, it all goes into what should be very, very long-term, not only short-term, long-term success for this organization. Two, when you talk about Daryl Morey, number one, everyone, my initial thought was, okay, what is Elton Brand now? I'm almost wondering if this is the equivalent to the Howie Roseman put in the shoe closet thing. Like, people saying that, Elton still has roles. No, does he? Daryl Morey's not coming in to work with Elton Brand. He's not coming in for a 5-year deal to work with Elton Brand. Daryl Morey, a guy like that, especially with how long the Sixers have been trying to get him back in here, I understand Elton still has the title of GM, but I really don't think it's going to be as hands-on as he was.
Well, it supersedes it because his job title supersedes him. But job title more as a question is Joshua Harris. Does Joshua Harris give the full control of Daryl Morey? And that's the question. I don't think he leaves. I think he left right where he was at to get right where he is right now. So I don't think there's any question on who's got control around here. You know what I mean? And who has final say in every move. Right? I don't think there's any question. I don't think there's any question. Like, you don't leave Houston unless he's, you know what I mean? He wasn't getting the door. You know what I'm saying? He left. He said, I'm going. Yep. This didn't work. And he went running right to Doc and the Sixers, which is interesting to me, right? And that means all these guys feel like this team is right there to be able to win. That's what it's telling me. All these guys coming here are telling me that. They're telling me it started with Doc and everybody's following because they believe they can win soon. Soon. That's what it tells me. I mean, it doesn't tell me anything more than what I need to know. You know what I mean? They feel like there's 3 guys here who can flat out play in this league. That's how they feel when they walk in the door. What can we surround them with? Right? And we know the 3 guys who can play. So that's what they walk in the door saying. They're saying, go, Ben, Tobias. Let's go. What else can we build around?
And it's ironic, too, because during the years of Daryl Morey's tenure with the Rockets, there's only one organization that has made more trades than he did. You know what that organization is? It's the Sixers. To where, like, I know people were saying, Dan saying, can we agree Ben and Joel aren't going anywhere in trades? I don't see it happening with Morey coming in. There's a lot of people saying, I don't know, to be honest, because to me, and we talk about big-time Harden guy, like, I almost want to ask you guys, like, percentage chance Harden's here. Because to me, I mean, when Daryl Morey shows up, I mean, everything changes. Because to me, everyone's, I don't want to say expendable, but everything's fair game at this point. And I'm not saying that's correct. I'm not saying that's the right move.
No, I don't.
I don't. No. Will it work, though? James Harden, Ben Simmons, and Joel. I mean, Ben's obviously we've seen from his years in the league, he's a ball dominant guy. Same thing as James Harden.
Well, you're not getting all 3 on the same team. One of them's getting dealt.
No, I disagree because I don't think Doc Rivers comes here with the inclination of dealing one of them too. You know what I mean? Like, we got to remember, I think this is a collaborative, joint project here. Like, we got a lot of big names over here. A
lot of big names.
A lot of big names. A lot of pool.
And the guy that you guys just hired, oh my God, 2 weeks ago, the guy that used to coach Sacramento before
Yoger.
Yeah.
He healed to the
Sacramento screwed him big time. He should be still coaching there in Sacramento because he was building that team pretty good. And they screwed him out of the job, and obviously good old Luke Walton's there now. So, I mean, I think – and that dude's a great coach to begin with anyway.
So are you guys in a situation where you're not trading Ben or Joel at any for Harden? Like, you're not there?
No, I wouldn't trade either one of them. No.
I want no parts of Harden, ever.
I'll take Harden for picks. You know what I mean? Like, if I can get Harden for picks, you're trying to get out of his money, whatever. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm telling you, this is like – okay, Nancy says, Woj said on his podcast that Elton Brand might leave the organization. Ellen may stay. and he's welcome to stay, and he will decide if he should stay going forward. That's interesting. You know what I mean? That's interesting. Later, Jay.
Jay, thanks, man.
That's interesting. I mean, that doesn't shock me.
No, it doesn't, especially when you heard the rumors even before all this happened that, his buddy Leon Rose up the Turnpike in New York with the Knicks, they were looking at him potentially even last year. We talked about, right towards the end of the season that there was, potential rumors of maybe Elton leaving. And that's before even all this had happened.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, Greg. I could see it definitely happening. But I just believe when you talk about Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey, like these two aren't together here if they weren't on the same page. And in no way, shape, or form do I believe Doc's trying to get the big man out of here. You know what I mean? Or in the business trading Ben Simmons either. Like I just don't believe Doc came here and all these guys followed to then say, we're coming here to trade these two. Like that just doesn't make sense. Like what makes sense is they're coming here to try to win with these two and build around it. I can tell you, Austin Rivers might be a guy who ends up here that you could see, and I got no problem with it because he's a guard who can shoot the basketball enough. Like I'm just looking for guys who can score. Now, you know what I mean? Like I know Ben and Joe play enough defense to make up for everybody.
Yeah, you just need shooters on this team at this point.
So this is the best time, Ralphie, to get a guy like Daryl Morey.
Just surround Ben with just straight shooters, man. Straight shooters.
If there's one thing
no part of James Harden, TTP. He's not one of the greatest scorers of all time. This is one of the easiest errors to score into basketball. He's not one of the greatest scorers of all time. Stop it.
I think it's incredibly. I think it's ridiculous that you say you want zero part of him. Why? Because he goes to the foul line a lot.
No, I just don't think he's that good.
Crazy.
He's a volume shooter. He needs 40 shots a game to get his 30 points. He needs 75 free throws and 40 shots a game to get his points.
So you're telling me a team with James Harden.
And what has he won? He hasn't won anything.
So you're telling me that with Harden, Joel, and Tobias,
it wouldn't work. It would not work.
I listen. I'm not trying to trade either of the other guys right now, but that's crazy talk. If you don't think that, if you're saying right now that there's no chance that's working.
So if there was a James Harden trade, Ben is obviously the odd man out here.
Yeah. No, I mean if one of them's getting traded, it's Ben.
No, I don't even.
I
don't even think that's completely true. But I'd be definitely out on that.
I'm out on it. No shot. No way I'm doing that deal. Nope. I agree with a volume shooter. If I can get away with getting picks for him and just giving picks away, sure. I'll take the shot. Yeah, I'll take the shot to try to win with them guys. You know what I mean? If I have to get the bias away in the deal, maybe. You know what I mean? Then I'll do it because I got to match money some way. So
he's got his coach back. He's got Doc back.
The same only way
with him.
Yeah, like the only way you get me to do it. Like there are ways that I can say, okay, I'll give it a shot with them three, but I'm not Mr. Harden either. Like I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not saying anything like that. He's just not the type of. I don't know. He always goes to the postseason, but at the end of the day, he's always home.
He's a me guy. He's a me guy.
Yeah, and I don't think he come here and take 20 shots a game. Right, it's true. Like, where's
I listen. I can't believe I'm sticking up for James Harden right now. But to say, listen, first off, they're all friggin' me guys, Greg. Number one, do you want to tell me Ben Simmons isn't a friggin' me guy?
Well, you want to talk about a guy 8 assists a game?
Oh my God! Really? Come on.
If he's a me guy, you don't think he'd shoot more? Like, come on. Like, I mean, it's the reality of it. I mean, James Harden, is in the playoffs, but again, he's never won anything, and he's had talent around him. It's not like these teams have been desolate, and he's gifted them to the finals, or he's gifted them and put them on his back and carried them. If he was just great scorer and great thing and great player, he would have carried those bad teams further than they did. How many times has he underachieved in Houston with talent around him?
He doesn't need to carry the team, though. That's my point. When you have Joel and Tobias right there, along with any other piece, he's not carrying a roster.
But he's a selfish scorer, right? He's a selfish scorer.
That's the point.
He needs volume to average what he averages. So would he come in and say, "I'll take half the shots that I'm used to taking"? It's not my team anymore. Like, I mean, and then you're saying you're dealing Ben for him, though?
No, I've said before, I'm not looking to trade either one of them, but I can't. I go crazy when people are like, "Oh, I want zero parts of James Harden." Well,
yeah, but zero parts for what, though? Zero parts for what? I want zero parts of or Ben or Joe for Harden. I want zero parts of that.
That's fine. So, but all right, Greg, I'll ask you: if we offered, let's say, Tobias and picks, you don't want that?
Well, no, because now we're even more cap held because of his contract. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's part of all of this. You can't. This isn't like no contract NBA 2K. You know what I mean? Like,
my point is this, Greg.
I don't want him on the team.
Yeah, I
don't like him as a guy, so I think he's a crumb. So I think he blows up the roster, he blows up the team, and I'll be a fan of the Magic. That's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's a. I don't call him a winner. He's a regular season winner. He's a regular season winner. As many times he goes to the line, and how many big shots has he not made in the postseason? You know what I mean? To me, he's not great. He's not a great shooter as people think he is. Like, I'm not saying he can't shoot. I'm just saying he's not as great. It's not Steph Curry from three, like where it's out the hand and you're like, yeah, that's in. Like when he struggles, and it seems like he struggles in the biggest games. And when you struggle in the biggest games, I can't be like all in on you. You know what I mean? Especially at you're 31. It's not like you're 27. You're 27. We're having a different conversation. But he's 31. I mean, the trend's there on what he is. He's a really good scorer. And to me, that's just what he is. I've watched him so much. You know, he takes plays off defensively. Not that other guys don't, but he's not like he's a great defender. And he really does need a ton of shots. A ton of shots. And that's concerning when you're coming here and your big man needs the basketball too. So that's what's concerning. That would be what my issue is. Would you be willing to come in here and take less? Yeah, but you're not able to do that though. That's the problem.
That roster's not happening ever.
TTP, I love you, but it's impossible for that to even happen.
It's not happening.
So like that's the thing. So like, okay, I told you
that's 2K right there. That's 2K. Contracts off, salary cap off.
Or you literally have zero bench. Like your bench is nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not like against them if you're talking about like the bias and some picks, right? And like the right kind of deal. Like, okay, I would consider it. But I'm more side with Greg on this. Like, I think I could do better with the money. I think I can make my basketball team deeper with the money. And I have the guys in place, not only in the coaching staff wise, but up top to put the scores around my superstars with more younger talent and spread it out more and really create a bench and really create a well-rounded basketball team. And the one thing we saw with the Miami Heat this year, and we should all take some notes on, is that when you have a team of a bunch of different guys who can score the basketball, you see what you have.
And a bunch of dogs on that team too.
So I need to get younger. I need to get younger off my bench and have the right guys making the picks, even though they're later round picks. It doesn't matter, right? And I need to figure out a way to get scorers in here with the right types of deals, right? And they're the things that I'd rather allocate that money to than a 31-year-old James Harden, who I agree with is a little crummish to me. Always been a little crummish to me. It's like always been like, listen, I understand how good of a scorer he is. I get all that. I'm not running from any of that shit. I'm just saying he's always been a little crummish to me. And Crumb's scaring me away a little bit. Listen, if he even went to an NBA Finals, maybe we could have a different conversation. How even going?
Making $41 million.
Did he go to
$41 million?
Yeah, did he go to 1 year in Oklahoma City when?
Yeah, I think it was 2013, 2012.
Well, with KD and Westbrook.
Yeah,
Westbrook. He was that bench. He was the sixth man.
Yeah,
and then he got traded. He got traded that following year.
Since he's been the guy, he has not gone to an NBA Finals in the West. Like, he didn't deal with LeBron in the West. LeBron was in the East.
Well, he dealt with one of the greatest teams ever assembled in the Warriors, though.
He dealt with a team that did the same thing that he did, but better.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, that's what he dealt with. I'm not saying, but them Houston teams were good. It's not like them Houston teams weren't good. I mean, they had 3-1 lead on them, or at least a series lead on them one time, and they blew it. One of
Yeah, they were
They
up
had a 3-1
3-2.
lead. They were 3-1 lead.
Yeah, so I mean, he's had opportunities to get over them. Listen, right, I understand teams going to beat you up, but if you're that great, one time you get over them. One time, even though they're great, you beat them one time. One time in a big moment. You beat them one time because you're that great. Right? Like Jimmy Butler, you know what I mean? Jimmy Butler beat the team he probably shouldn't have beat because that one time he was just that he had that great of a postseason run this year, right? That his greatness showed, right? His dog showed. So one time, every dog has their day where they get there on their own because they're just that good and they're that efficient and they're that good of a teammate where they get guys around them to play at a higher level, right?
Dirk did it for his one ring.
Yeah, like every dog has their day. So I'm not saying that he couldn't come here and win with Joe and Ben. I'm not saying he can't. When guys realize that they got to figure out a different way to win it all, and he would be willing to accept that, then I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you guys? Like if he was willing to accept that he's almost the third guy on this team in terms of star power and took a lesser role as he got older, as he's getting older, that'd be okay with it. Even the second guy, like even if you realize this is Joe's team, babe. When you come here, your shot's going to get.
I think TTP. I think they were up that year when they went to Game 7 against Golden State. It was the Game 6 where Chris Paul tore his hamstring, I think, or Game 5 he tore his hamstring.
Yeah, it was in Game 5 because they were up 3-1.
Yeah.
He got injured, and then it was the only reason they went to Game 7 is because that's what Golden State needed to win the series.
Jamar's got a question, and it's always a good question to answer. It comes to the teleprompter, homies. It comes to the, the production guys per se when they do their videos, and everybody wants to have a script in front of them and just go by the book. Yeah, and it really came from a douchebag named Sean Brace who read off a prompter on his shows, and I caught it, and then I attacked it. That's how it goes. Long story short, but no, I mean, listen, I'm like, you see where I'm caught in the middle of this one. In a way, but I'm more lean towards the side of fuck Harden. Like I'm more on the side like, fuck Harden. I'm not a Harden guy. I never been, and now I'm going to be like Mr. Harden. If he comes here, I'm going to think it's going to be hard for me to root for him. He's got a little crumb to me. So stay in Houston. Nobody cares in Houston. Stay in Houston. We carry it.
We did stop him, Jason. We stopped him. Who's the kid from Florida?
Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer shut him down, and then he didn't even get his 10-day contract renewed. So he can be stopped. But when he takes 75 shots, his box score is going to look like, he had 30 tonight. He must have been good. No, he wasn't, because his team still lost.
Listen, I think Daryl Morey has bigger things up his sleeve than this. Like, I think he got away from there, too. Like, he just walked away from there. He just said, yeah. He told us everything we need to know about that deal even being realistic. He just said, I'm out. Right?
Yeah. Why would Morey come here and recreate the Houston Rockets? If he wanted to keep the Houston Rockets, he would have stayed in Houston.
Yeah.
And got a really good head coach who they just signed in Seth Silas. They signed a really good head coach. So if he wanted James Harden in that team, why did he just stay there?
Yeah. He Harden can't hold Iverson's jockstrap. He can't hold his jockstrap. No, listen, TDB, it's all about agree to disagree, baby. We don't have to have all the same opinions. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? I said we respect the hell out of each other. We can all have different opinions. It don't matter. I respect the out of yours. I'm just not a Harden guy. Yep. There's a lot of guys that I would want to allocate those assets to over James Harden around the National Basketball League. There's a lot of guys that I would say I would put the bias and picks in that can flat out score the basketball and are younger. Like if I'm going to do it, I want a guy that's going to come play with my ponies for a long time, right? I want a guy that's going to be here for a minute and be productive too. So if I'm trading anything, it's for a guy that's under 28 or under. I want guys that are with these too. You know what I mean? So if we're going to go together, but I'm fine with keeping Tobias and starting to draft better and bringing in a couple other scores for right now. Like I'm good with that. I think with the right coaching staff and the right moves from here on out, I think we can turn into that contender we want to be.
Yeah, TTP. The only thing I like about Morey, I don't want to say the only thing I like, but it's the aggressive nature, for example, which I really, really like. Because again, it makes sense on why we would want somebody like him back. Because I don't know if you were, he listened when I said it earlier. As far as the tenure of Daryl Morey in Houston, the only team that traded more was the Sixers.
I'm not. Go ahead with this one.
Hey guys, miss you. Have a life quarantine for football. I'm never too far away. That Eagles versus Washington for the NFC.
What up, High Vibes Tribe? Thank you.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even huge on the Morey side just because he's been a part of teams and he's built teams that have underachieved. I mean, would you, if you ask me, would I take this over what we've had? Then yes, absolutely. Oh, it's Renee. Hey, Renee.
What's up, Renee?
You know what I mean? Is it better than what we had? There's no question about it. But, your two top guys, are guys that traditionally have underachieved, especially recently.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad trades. I was looking at his history of trades. A lot of them are really bad.
So even to TTP's point, I'm not huge on Morey, but I think if Elton stays, it doesn't hurt to surround Elton with a guy that has at least proven that he does draft well.
I think the biggest reason why I'm happy with it has nothing to even do with the Sixers. It's like the anti-Phillies thing, to where you're seeing an organization be proactive. They're making moves. They're bringing in guys that, well, maybe they don't have the resume championship-wise. They're all basketball guys. It makes sense what they're doing. Meanwhile, you have a Phillies organization that refuses to do anything. So, I think the biggest takeaway, it was refreshing.
Harold loves analytics, so don't be mistaken.
I hear you. But at least, my point, at least the Sixers are being proactive. You know what I'm saying? They're not settling, for example. Like a Doc Rivers, Sam Cassell, Daryl Morey, Elton Brand kind of office building, that's definitely not settling.
No, listen, they're building a culture. They're building a culture here. I mean, listen, you're 100% right. I mean, I'm not not overly infatuated with Daryl Morey, but I think he's a smart guy, and I really believe that my head coach has a lot to say in this organization, right? And I'm going to believe that. I'm going to believe that one until proven otherwise. So as long as I got Doc Rivers here, I'm okay with a little analytical talk sometimes. And to Renee's point, yes, I do believe Eagles and Washington are the two fighting for the NFC, sadly. Well, not sadly because it's us, but this is how bad it is.
Yeah. But real quick, back to Lord's comment before this one. Yeah, I kind of like this one. I mean, you were talking about a young kid to help build around our two guys, and you get Brandon Ingram back in that deal. I don't think New Orleans does that. I don't think New Orleans does that. But then you're sitting there with number 1 and number 2 of that draft in Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram.
Is that even possible, what he just said?
Money-wise, I think it is.
I think so, just because Holiday makes so much.
B.I. is a free agent this year.
And in the sign and trade, you would get his money closer to, those other guys.
I think he's a restricted free agent this year.
I like this one too. If the Sixers want to make a splash, get on a plane and try to get Beal. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a splash, yeah. I don't know if they necessarily need to make a splash. They just need to get deeper. You know what I mean? They need to get deep in spots, right? And they need to get more scoring, more perimeter guys, some more guys who can hit the 3-ball. And I think they're right where they want to be in terms of the East. Like, if we have a couple more guys who can stroke the ball. Like, this is Austin Rivers type basketball players. Eric Gordon type basketball players, right? You see where I'm going with this, okay?
Absolutely.
Couple guys like that, this roster, you tell me it's not as good as the Miami Heat? You're all fucking high as shit then. You know what I mean?
I thought our roster currently constructed was a better talented roster than the Miami Heat.
But now is our coaching there? I think so. I absolutely think so. I think
absolutely.
our team is right with them. No, we don't have Pat Riley running the show. So no, right? But and I love Eric Spoelstra. But you always got to compare yourself to the last team to get there, right? So, when I compare it to them in Milwaukee, I think we're in great shape.
And it's, what is this?
It does work, by the way. It does work. Trade machine.
Interesting.
It actually says the Sixers would decrease by 6 projected wins,
Yeah, I'll take my
and the
chances.
Pelicans would increase by 6 wins.
Yeah. I'll agree to disagree with the computer with that one. You give me friggin' Ingram on this roster? You kidding me? And I'm not even.
Right,
Yeah,
it's the computer that took Blake Snell out last night. So.
Yeah, it's the same one, same exact one. The same one that's doing the drafting for Howie Roseman. It's the same exact friggin' machine.
No, that one actually might be a little worse.
If it's possible, yeah, that's a good point. I'll retract that statement. Lord Walker has another trade scenario, and he said it actually works. It was Horford for Curry
And
Porzingis. Christ, Embiid and Porzingis.
No shot, yeah. But that trade machine predicts Dallas plus 6 wins. That's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
Dynasty said Austin definitely coming here. Austin Rivers, yeah, probably.
I mean he's a guy I would have targeted even before Doc, right? He's a guy I would have targeted. You know, he's you're right, Tom. He's that type of. He's a versatile, can play 2, can play 3 a little bit, but can stroke it. You know what I mean? It's a guy that can definitely shoot the basketball off the bench
and create his own.
Yeah,
like he's a one-trick pony. Like he's not just a spot-up guy; he can create his own too. And I think that's important. I think getting a spot-up guy in here and like 2 guys who can create their own and hit the 3, I think you're in a great spot. Like these aren't superstar players; these have to be this damn good ball players.
I will say this one thing, Tom, and you.
What up, Julio?
What's up, Julio? You were the only other person in all the comment sections that was actually good with this. So yesterday, on all of the A2D social medias, we posted. It was a trade scenario from Bleacher Report. They come out with this every other week, and this week's one, it was Horford and Thibault for LaMarcus Aldridge and Patty Mills.
Where do I pick up Horford and Thibault? Where do I pick them up?
And you know what's crazy? 99% of the comments was hell no. Why hell no? They were saying LaMarcus Aldridge is done. What are you talking about?
I don't care if he is done. He's an expiring contract, and we get out from Horford. That's a win.
You watch how Horford play. That's what I tell them people.
Have you seen LaMarcus Aldridge play? The dude still got it. It's insane, man.
Right, Ralphie? Patty Mills can score.
Yeah.
And Matisse Thybulle's a one-trick pony right now.
Absolutely.
LaMarcus Aldridge in this offense.
I like Matisse, but he's not untouchable right now because he can only do one thing.
Thank you. Because honestly, not us, because we're fans of Thibault, but we're not like irresponsible with this. The fan base really needs to understand, especially with a guy like Morey, who he's gonna make a splashy move. And also he's not beholden to Thibault because he didn't draft him.
And again, this isn't 2K. In real life, you got to give up something of worth in order to get back something that improves you. And what improves you is getting out of Al Horford's contract with 2 expiring contracts at about 18 mil plus, right? So what entices them to take on Al Horford is getting a young guy in Matisse Thybulle to then entice them and build around. Rebuild their backcourt with DeMar DeRozan or, Matisse Thybulle or whoever else, right? They have a couple of young guards that they probably need a little wing defense, and that's what you got to do in the NBA.
Well, I think that's another guy that might be out of San Antonio's.
You're right, DeMar.
Yeah. So see what happens with him.
Jason. DeMar, Tom?
No, I was asking Tori if she was making the trade.
Oh, Tori.
What's the trade?
LaMarcus Aldridge, Patty Mills for Al Horford and Matisse Thybulle.
I'm trading for anyone that gets me rid of Al Horford.
That's the answer. That's the answer. And Jason saying no team is trading for Horford, bad contract, stop talking. I couldn't disagree with you more. I could not disagree with you more. Just because, again, am I saying that Horford's the same guy? No. Is there a chance that Horford just lost the ability to play basketball because he got in here in Philly? Yeah, of course. But when we talk about situations to succeed, there couldn't have been a worse one for Al Horford. They asked him to play a position that he can't play before. Also a backup center, which he needs a lot of minutes. He needs volume minutes to really get into a groove. 2, Brett Brown. Listen, Brett Brown's not going to put anybody in a situation to succeed. And they turned him into, hey, you're gonna be a 4 and a spot up shooter. No. He's a mid-range guy in a center. He's not a 4 spot up shooter. There's someone out there, and I always go back to the well, but they were literally trying to get him along with the Sixers. A team like Sacramento, and I can name probably 5 to 6 other teams, they would take Al Horford in a reasonable deal in 2 seconds. They just would. And also you talk about the leadership that he would bring to a team like Sacramento.
There's always somebody that's interested in somebody.
There's a bad organization out there. There's always a few.
The South Philly the South Philly guy Mo. How about we go after Beal in Washington? Well, we talked about that for a second. But what do you know? I don't know if you have the personnel to get it done. So that's the issue with it. You know what I mean?
Now, TTP asks a great question, and this was rumored over the weekend that they're looking into possibly trading for Oladipo. I don't even know what that trade would look like. I didn't even bring that into play because I didn't even think he'd be in the cards. That's an interesting one because maybe somebody in the chat or one of you guys, like, what do you guys think is a realistic trade scenario if you're getting Victor Oladipo here?
I don't know. I got to see his money. That's the thing that sucks about the NBA. I got to see his money.
By the way, the Spurs deal does work money-wise. So it's not just a hypothetical. I got you. Let's see here. Oladipo makes 21. So you could do it straight up if you wanted to go. If they were willing to take Al, if they were willing to take Tobias. I don't know. Actually, you might not work Tobias straight up.
What, are you doing like Al and a pick or something?
I need one more than that.
It does. You in reality, it's not. Hypothetical on paper, you could do Oladipo for Tobias straight up. But probably not in reality.
And would you guys do that? Would you guys do that 1-for-1 if you're the Sixers?
What, Tobias for Victor?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
I like Victor Oladipo. The one thing I didn't realize, though, he is on a final year of his deal. So he is only a 1-year deal. So, but still, you're getting out of Tobias Harris's contract. So I'd be all for that.
I don't know what it is. I would do it. So I just want to preface it. I would do that deal. Okay. I would take Victor Oladipo from, in a trade for Tobias. And I know I said the same thing last year and it ended up, burning us all in the face. Something is confident in me to think that Doc Rivers is going to be able to bring us back whatever that Tobias Harris was in Los Angeles. He was the guy. You know what I'm saying? So Doc Rivers was the coach of the best version of Tobias Harris. If there's a guy who knows how to, get him actually playing anything close to that contract, it's Doc Rivers.
No, I don't disagree. And I'm willing to give it a shot. You know what I mean? And I think at this point we kind of have to, because I think we're only going to potentially be able to get rid of one of those guys. And if it's one, you're right. I would bank on and give the opportunity to Doc to get the better side of Tobias.
Now, when does free agency start? Have they said when it starts?
Gotta be soon, right?
Because the draft is coming up. The draft is, I think, a month away. I think it's
November 20-something. I think the draft. That is. I think the draft's like November 20-something.
Upcoming NBA schedule: September 20. We're already past that. November 18th is the NBA draft. Okay. November 20th to the 22nd is the proposed start of free agency.
Gotcha.
Whew.
And then proposed start of training camps is right around the 1st of December. And then December 22nd potentially is right around that time.
Yeah.
Is the potential opening of the season.
Now, I saw one trade proposal as well that it was the Golden State trade proposal it was Andrew Wiggins and the second pick for Ben Simmons.
No.
Yeah, I don't do it.
You don't do it?
No.
Because there's no one there's no one in the second
You
pick
can get
that's going to
LaMelo.
give me
shut
Ben
up.
Simmons.
No.
I hang up the phone.
I throw the damn phone. I hang it up and I throw it out the window. So I'm not
Lord, Oladipo is scary because you look at his stats, and his come-out year was a result of inside scoring. And with that injury burst, is above the rim might not be there. No, you're absolutely right, Lord. I mean, there's definitely that concern. You even saw that with Indiana, right? When he came back, they kind of struggled right away to work him back in. I mean, I've just always been a fan, even going back to when he was at Indiana, actually University, and just I'm a fan of the guy, the guy that's there. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the guy that wants to take the shot and stuff like that.
Derek Walter says another one that needs to go is Richardson. Yeah, I'm not a big Richardson guy. I'm not. If you needed to tag him along with something for a more splashy type trade, I'm probably doing it.
He's got to go before Tobias, in my eyes.
I agree.
Not money wise, but play wise.
Yeah, like ceiling wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's awful.
Ooh, not a fan of Josh?
Dude, no, because when we got rid of Jimmy Butler, everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna love Josh, I swear." And I'm like, "All right, see Josh out there. Sometimes his heart's out there, like he got heart, but that's about it."
And his hamstring is still not returned.
He's just pretty irrelevant out there. I don't know what he does for us.
No,
Yeah,
he was labeled a good defender. He was labeled a good guy, take you off the dribble, get to the bucket. Showed flashes of that at times, but I don't think the injuries helped his cause, and I don't think his fucking talking helped his cause either. So they'll double dip. Accountability's in the house, babe. Yeah, I mean, if you want
I've
accountability,
seen a lot more flashes of greatness with Tobias than Josh.
oh, for sure. I mean, Tobias has the reason he's a max money guy.
Right.
Yeah, because he has the ability to drop 35 on you. You know what I mean?
When he wants to.
When he wants to. So
Joker makes actually a really good point when we were talking about like the 1-for-1 Victor for Tobias. He says, don't forget about the injuries. Oladipo has already had serious injuries while Tobias has no history of injuries.
No, I mean, absolutely fair. I mean, Lord kind of said the same thing too, right? Who knows if his balance and his athleticism comes back.
Yeah.
Well, double dip there. Ralph, how you feeling about LeBron sitting out for a month?
I was waiting for this question. I was waiting for it.
I don't think he sits out, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Why not?
Because I don't think that's him. He's a competitor.
But what if? Okay, let's.
Absolutely who he is.
I was gonna say it's absolutely him. I mean,
He ain't
stop
sitting
it.
out.
Stop it.
Absolutely.
He ain't sitting out for a month. He ain't sitting out for a month.
So let's say he does, right? Or let's
There's
just
not
say
a competitive bone in his body. He's teamed up with. He's made AAU teams in the NBA.
Ralph,
Stop.
Ralph, can I say one thing to you, Ralph?
What's up, buddy?
Even if he is like sitting on the bench,
Uh-huh.
he might play a tops 3 games in a month. All right, that's all I'll say to you.
So Ralph, I'll just phrase it to you this way:
The 3-month break isn't enough. Sorry, 3 months off isn't enough for you.
Yeah.
Like as a whole for the NBA or just him as a player?
Well, anybody that played their last games when he did, you know what I mean?
So is Jimmy Butler sitting out for the whole month too?
Hell no.
No, because these guys are good. These guys are probably going to rest their body for a good month and a half, and then they get back to work. I mean,
the only player that's sitting out of the NBA is LeBron James.
Yeah.
probably Crumb.
Oh my gosh! Stop.
No, I don't think I think
Fits the MO.
Does Kawhi sit out? Because Don says, can you see Kawhi sit out?
He's been out for 6 months already.
Yeah, Kawhi sits out like every game. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, that's a Tuesday for him. That's a random Tuesday.
Yeah, right. I don't think
He didn't just win a championship, so like LeBron has more reason to sit out.
Oh, I know he didn't win a championship. You know?
Okay. All right.
Tori, why'd you do that?
Here we go. I didn't want to remind you of it.
all I'm saying to you is I think he plays like a handful of games and he's on big time load management, like they like to say. That's all I'll tell you. I don't think he sits it out. I don't think anybody sits it out. You might see him and Jimmy on some more restricted numbers, though, for sure. You know what I mean? They're not
Well,
playing.
it's only a proposed date, correct? It's only.
Yeah, it's going to get done. Guys want money.
And I think the NBA smart to either start right at or right before Christmas. I think that's if they're not playing by Christmas, they lose out on a lot of money.
Yeah, I completely.
And I'm not saying
agree.
they can't make it back, but I think if you want to maximize everything, you want to maximize your sport, you do that on Christmas Day.
I think that would be awesome. I think that would be awesome.
Now, Ralphie, I'll ask you this, okay, and I'll put you on the spot here. So, say for example, let's pretend even if good old LeBron doesn't sit out, okay,
Yeah.
if he does do that, or let's just say he does a Kawhi and he load manages, would you think less of him?
No.
You know the answer to that.
No.
I was hoping
No less.
Ralph had a little bit of pride left from that championship. Nothing.
Why think less of him?
I don't know, because he's not playing.
We'll be all right.
You don't want to repeat. You just want to take one and that's it.
So yeah, but if he's playing a handful of games in that month, you're still good for that month, and then after that month, you're ready to go.
I don't know, Ralph. I mean, you want that number 1 seed
months.
again, right? I mean, you want that number 1 seed, right? The number 1 seed. I don't know. I mean, to Don's point, you depend on Danny Green. You depend on Danny Green when LeBron's gone.
Good old Danny Green.
Because you know Anthony Davis he's taking his time.
You think so?
Listen, the guy sits out with a bad finger. Come on.
Stop.
No,
he should have been defensive player of the year this year, but
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but still, I mean, if he has a bad finger now, you might not see him for a week. Listen, I'm not taking shots. I mean, our guy, if he eats Chick-fil-A for dinner, he's out for a week, so it's fine. That's what happens. I'm not saying everything's pretty over here. I'm just saying you might need to depend on Danny Green for that month, and you might want to kiss that 1, 2, or 3 seed goodbye. Because Danny Green's not doing anything for you.
Four lower.
Yeah,
LeBron sits out the month.
Yeah, it's such so I mean, I can see guys that just got done playing, not sitting out, but definitely taking some games down though, for sure.
It's short, but it's only really by a month. Because if you think they end in June, they usually start up September. Now, that's 4, you know what I mean? But by the time you start late October, it's about 4. So it's only about a month, but you're right. It definitely is short, especially for those guys, and especially those guys that are locking those huge minutes. Like Jimmy, logged 47 minutes a night.
Yeah, he's playing 25 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game when they first come back.
Yeah,
when he's playing. I mean, that's all the veterans. That's the veterans that just got done. You know what I mean? Don't matter.
Yep.
Don't matter.
Is Al Horford on minute restrictions?
No,
when he
sure.
comes back?
Hopefully.
Yeah, if he's still here, it might be for the betterment of the team.
We can only hope.
Yeah, only hope. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That is crazy. Nasty says that the teams that didn't make the bubble haven't played since early March. That is crazy when you think about it.
That sucks for their fans.
Should have been a better team.
Ralphie, you took the words right out of my mouth, to be honest. Don said he had a question about Justin Turner. What was it, Don? There's a lot of comments here. I got to go back.
I'm going to say it has to do with COVID.
I would imagine. So while I'm scrolling back, I see another one. I know y'all Sixers fans. Do y'all think Kyrie and KD can make it work together? Kyrie, no, because Kyrie's a cancer in the locker.
But they have Steve Nash as their coach now, and Amari Stoudemire. It's the 1-2 punches back together as coach.
From Phoenix.
Yeah.
They didn't win. I mean, KD. I love KD, though. They're gonna be good because of KD.
Yeah,
I mean, KD's healthy; they'll be good. So, but I think we're a better basketball team than they are. We'll find out. I think we're better coached. I think we'll see how all that plays out. We got a long ways to go here, but definitely excited for some Sixers basketball now. And what we've done this whole coaching.
Great hires.
Yeah, I mean. Maybe the best overall staff in the league, like top to bottom, in terms of what's on your bench with you. You know what I mean? A lot of real notable guys here on the bench.
No, absolutely. And guys that obviously are good at what they do. You know what I mean? Like Tommy talked about the other guy we signed today being a defensive-minded guy. You know what I mean? And helping shore that up, you know?
Well, he said something about Joel Embiid a year or two back, and he said Joel Embiid gets away with a lot of bullshit in this league, right? They signed Dan Burke today. Joel Embiid's tweet was, "Yes, sir. Now we can enjoy. Now we can enjoy together what the league lets me get away with." Philly forever.
I love it.
I just love it.
I love that guy. Oh my god.
He's just perfect, isn't he? He's just so
Yeah.
perfect. Like, so,
Literally.
I mean, now everything's water under the bridge now. You know what I mean? Now anything that was an issue, right? He just it's water under a bridge, right? And that's exactly what he did. He put the fire out if there was any. Cameron, yeah, we're junkies. I love the NBA. I know.
I love any draft. I watched the hockey draft the other day.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, I think the draft is on a Wednesday this year.
Then we're here.
I was going to say, well, you'll be watching us watch it.
As soon we get a score on the outside. TTP says Joel kept the receipt. Yep. SJM plus Doc Rivers brings in Sam, UFO Dome, Cassell. Hell yes. I would have been fine if Sam is the head coach. So you take him as your assistant. I'm even more excited because at the time I didn't think Doc Rivers was available. So that's even better.
So this was Don's question about Justin Turner. I guess our thoughts on him having COVID during the game and celebrating with the teammates.
I don't feel like even talking about it, any of it. So,
Sounds like politics.
Yeah, it sounds like something I avoid on air anymore. We did enough of that talking in March. You know,
I agree. I agree.
Hopefully, sports don't take another hiatus because we can't. Ain't trying to do it again. Ain't trying to have that talk again live on air every week. Well, sports return.
Not fun.
Well, sports return. Well, sports return. Sports will return. Agree or disagree?
We had too many of them. The
MLB will play 60 games. Agree or disagree?
We'll play 40 games.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree?
The NFL will never happen. It's just so much. Let's go. I can't even do it. Yep. So not done. Love you. With all due respect, DM me.
I played the fifth.
Lord, there's some guys. I mean, they're looking for scores. So I mean, I got to get my mind into it.
How do you pronounce that guy's name?
Yeah, I mean, he probably can't play.
Alexiv. I don't know.
Oh.
I think it's Tori's cousin.
Do we have a scouting report, Tori?
Pakozewski.
Pakozewski?
Obviously. Pakozewski.
Yeah, we were for like the first hour and 20.
3 hours.
Yeah, probably, more than that, probably. There you go, Tori. Great show, fellas, and Tori, you were positive today. Yes, especially with Boston.
You're welcome. You can thank the Cowboys for that.
That is the truth. I mean, it's seeing how bad the Cowboys are, changes your outlook on the Eagles.
It's like, damn, we're not that bad. It makes you see the positives in what we have.
For sure.
I'll tell you, with the
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, bud.
With all the players coming back healthy, the division literally bursting into flames around us, I feel golden right now as an Eagles fan. I really do.
I can't find it now.
The one time we wish we couldn't hear you, Ralph.
Yeah, no.
Oh, now we're definitely losing on Sunday. We're definitely losing.
I can't find an L.
Yeah, that was the guy I was thinking of too.
Yeah, and actually, I was about to say the same thing. I've seen him mentioned a couple times right around our area as well. He could stroke it too.
That's what she said.
Holla.
TTP, yep. As soon as you came in, brother, we saw it. We trust the process, and here we are. All right, guys, you want to do some picks real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get out of here.
Okay with you, Ralphie? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Man, that game doesn't matter. I mean, it's Thursday Night Football is irrelevant this week. It's not even worth it.
Who is it this week?
Falcons, Panthers.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, give me Teddy. Give me Teddy.
Yeah, give me the Panthers. Oh, man.
Todd Gurley at the 1 yard line.
Listen, I'm not mad at him. I got him in fantasy. I'm not mad at
Yeah,
him
did
this
you,
time.
Greg,
I
did you see
needed
the
the
video on
Hawkinson,
that?
so we're good.
Oh,
Did you
there
see the
go.
video on that?
No.
Matt Ryan even told Gurley, if you're running towards the end zone, just get down. And it's just this is when the
That's amazing.
and he still scored.
Patriots at home. Buffalo giving the Patriots 3.5.
Buffalo.
It's tough because both teams look bad right now. Buffalo doesn't look good at all right now, but I'm going Patriots here. I'm going Patriots.
Patriots.
Wow, I thought I'd be the only one on the Patriots. I think Bill and Cam are just too good to be this bad.
I agree.
So I'm going to go Patriots. I'm not saying they win, but I think they keep it close and potentially win.
Good old Buffalo. Give me Buffalo, please.
Yeah, give me Buffalo in this game.
Bam, Prism. Prism, I can see it, though. You're not wrong.
Damn.
Raiders at Browns. Cleveland giving 2.5.
You know what? Give me the Raiders on this one. Give me Raiders.
I mean, how can I pick against Nelson Aguilar right now? I mean, yeah, I'm going Raiders here.
Give me the Browns at home.
I'm
Donovan
gonna go Raiders.
Peoples-Jones fills in for Odell.
And Landry.
Give me the Browns.
You knew he was going with his son. You knew he was backing his son.
I'll tell you what, Tom. That might have been pass of the year. What he threw to Peoples-Jones, though, unreal throw.
Oh,
Yuck.
I
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
haven't said much about him. I let him.
Who's your
Yeah.
son on the Browns? Baker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Big
could see that, actually.
Like me some bake. Shake and bake. What else we got? Colts at Lions. Lions home dog getting 3. Give me the Lions.
Give me Lions. Give me Lions.
Give me the Colts coming off
You
the
know
ball.
what? Give me Detroit. Give me Detroit.
Down will appreciate it.
The
I'm
Lions.
gonna
Lions
Colts.
by 50.
Tor.
Colts.
Yeah, boo. Lions.
Boom.
Boo. A lot of bad games on the docket. Here we go.
Yes, down low.
Rams at Dolphins to his debut.
Oh, Jesus.
Aaron Donald is going to wreck his world. Give me Browns. I'm sorry. Give me
That's fine.
Rams by 20.
Have fun with Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey.
Welcome to the NFL, Tua.
Yeah. Rams. And they deserve it, too,
Rams.
for what they did to Fitzpatrick. I don't like
I'm taking the Dolphins in this game. The Rams.
What's the line?
The Dolphins are getting 3.5 at home. Home dog. Something about playing in Miami sometimes for teams. That's a long travel. That's a long road across. You're playing a 1:00 game in Miami. You just came off an emotional win. I could see, they really, the Sunday Night Football win, big win for them.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a little letdown. Dolphins aren't a bad football team. Give me the Fins somehow. Give me the Fins. At least they cover, maybe. Maybe they're not winning, but they cover.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Sorry,
Do it.
Chrome.
I just don't think Tua is ready. I completely agree with Cameron. I don't think Tua is ready for Aaron Donald.
I don't think that line is either.
No, nobody's ready in the National Football League for Aaron Donald.
Yep,
I
facts.
just think the rest of the team could be a little letdown talk.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah.
I still think they probably win, but I just can see the Dolphins covering that game. Maybe losing by a point. Steelers at Ravens.
Ooh, this is going to be a good game.
This should be the Sunday night game, if we're being honest. This should be that game.
But wait, question. If they were going to flex us out, would they have done that by now?
Yes.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Unless something crazy happens with COVID and they do it last minute, but like they did last week. But yes, it would be done more than likely by now.
Okay. I'm going to go Steelers.
What's the line, Tom?
Ravens giving 3.5. That line tells me everything I need to know. Ravens win this game.
Yeah, give me Baltimore.
Steelers. Wait, is it in Baltimore?
Yep.
Yeah, give me Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yep.
Steelers' first loss of the year.
And I like what the Steelers have done this year.
Oh yeah, they are still undefeated, aren't they?
Yeah, this is more just because I think they're just due for that loss. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's more what it comes down to than anything against the Steelers.
And you can see it more against a division game on the road than you can any other type of fluky loss. You know what I mean?
Cameron makes a good point. They've got Yannick now too. The Ravens.
Yeah.
And Brian on the practice squad.
Got some one-handed balls today. Saints at Bears. Bears home dog getting 4. Wow, Bears.
New Orleans.
I can't pick a team where I literally don't know who the quarterback's going to be. I can't. I mean, Mitchell might come in mid-game.
Yeah, I'll take the home dog. Give me the Bears getting 4 at home.
Saints.
Comfortably Saints. Down to Saints by 40.
That's the way that like makes you think sometimes, and that's why people a lot of money. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right.
Think that way. Home dog. You know, they're still 5-2 Bears. They got damn good defense. You know what I mean? They got punched in the mouth last week. You know, or the Saints gonna be able to punch them in the mouth on the road. Saints aren't the same team outside the dome. They never are.
That game was awful.
Yeah, this game to me smells like a close one. Smells like a close one. That's all. Everybody go on that one?
Yep.
Okay. 49ers at Seahawks. Seattle -3. Seahawks in a roll job.
Seahawks blowout.
Yeah, Seahawks.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seahawks bounce back.
And our Sunday nighter, Cowboys at Eagles. Now Eagles -8. Well,
-8.
34-17's a cover. So giddy up and go.
Yeah, I've got Eagles by 15.
Okay, I'm gonna go Cowboys with that.
You got to push. You had 28-20, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a push.
Push it real hard.
What's a push mean?
If you get it right on the number, you tie it.
Tie.
Oh.
You don't win, you don't lose. You tie.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
You do a week 3 against the Bengals.
So then change your score.
All right. 21-28.
Boom. There you go.
Boom. There you go. Dallas.
I hate to say it, but
Dallas makes the extra point. That's what that means.
yeah.
So we got TTP saying Eagles by 30. Down one-upping him saying Eagles by 50. Prism then one-upping him saying 72-6.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I would love that because that's my 2-6 I need. That's my Eagles 2, Cowboys 6 for the block pool.
This is a score that I think only could happen to the Eagles in 2020. He's got the Eagles beating the Eagles 34-13. So the Cowboys aren't even showing up. We're doing a scrimmage practice between
beating ourselves
the
like usual.
Pootie Tang has the Eagles by 33 in a shutout. This one getting back to earth a little bit. The South Philly guy Mo, I got to say that slow, and that rhymed. 35-27 Eagles. Come on has the Eagles by 7. And then TTV says the Cowboys don't even look like they're trying to play football this year. No, the entire team and the coaching staff opted out, it looks like.
Yeah. And the Monday nighter, to wrap it all up, is Bucks at Giants. And
Oh my God.
Buccaneers are giving 10.
It's gonna be a slaughter.
Tampa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I might go like Buccaneers by like 50.
That would be normal.
They should cover this one. You know what I mean? They should.
What's the line?
10.5. It's a lot of points. So,
Damn.
yeah. But they should cover that.
I'm gonna go. My bold prediction of the week: we see Mike Glennon play quarterback at some point in the game. That's the backup for Tom Brady. Or no, it's not. It's friggin' the guy who used to be on Arizona. Give me a second. I'll figure it out.
On Arizona?
I'm gonna go Bucks with that one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Bucks. I think they win. They win by more than 10.5.
Yeah.
QB. Blaine Gabbert.
Bucks are
We
playing
get
the
a Blaine Gabbert sighting.
That's always
Oh,
fun.
well.
Not even a Josh Rosen sighting off the practice squad.
Yeah, you could always
Yeah.
see it all up. All right, guys. I think that wraps tonight up. That was
Yep.
fun.
Yeah.
Fun show. I'd like to thank our doc, like always. Make him yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. For Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Del Vecchio, Victoria Soboleski, and did I get it right,
Name.
Tor? Look at it.
Yeah, the whole name.
I go full name. Sometimes I gotta round it out. And Greg Moakwick no longer with us. Computer froze up. But yeah, that was all for us. That was all for us, Greg. We left it all out there tonight, like we always do. So stay tuned. Tomorrow night, you got Birds of a Feather. Listen, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, follow, download. We're everywhere. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there. Everywhere you can go live, we're there as well. Turn your alerts on, baby. Let's go. We love you all. Let's roll Job City. Feel good Sunday. All right, feel good Sunday. Let's go eat.